to see how it looks first. Mic check, testing 1 2. Mic check, test 1 2 3 4. Mic check, test 1 2. From the Highland Arena in St. Paul, Minnesota, it's going to be the Eden Prairie Eagles and the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders. Game 1 for both of these teams this year on Let'sPlayHockey.com. Our first maiden voyage ever on the Let's Play Hockey platform streaming games. It's quite fitting. Bart Archer and yours truly, Pete Waggoner, the architects of MyFoxHockey.com. We've got the cameraman extraordinaire Todd Grover's in the house right now. All smiles. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are looking live at the Highland Arena in St. Paul, Minnesota, along with Bart Archer. I am Pete Wagner. We're once again at his high school hockey action. There it is, Bart Archer. We're on the air right here, live and in person. I'm just kidding you. Let's Play Hockey, letsplayhockey.com. Very happy to be bringing this broadcast to you. Bart, the amazing thing about this is our first dance, if you will, for live streaming from myfoxhockey.com to remember the FSN stuff, to some radio products. Some radio products we've done from just about every station you can think of. But really, we come to the granddaddy of them all, and we land here 29 years later. I'm very honored to be along your side.
Well, indeed, I'll echo those sentiments as well. You think after all that time that I'd be a little better at this, but we just keep forging forward. But obviously, Let's Play Hockey is something that's identified not only in Minnesota but nationwide as far as what they bring to the game of hockey. So it's a privilege to be with you, Pete Wagner, and to call from the Let's Play Hockey website.
So if you're on this right now, the idea is to get you to go off to get away from our pathetic mugs, faces for radio.
Thank you, by the way.
And then check it out on letsplayhockey.com. Go to www.letsplayhockey.com. Let's talk about this game, Bart Archer. You've got a couple of teams here that are really, really interesting. 12 players graduate from Cretin-Derham Hall. They bring back 6. Eden Prairie brings back a number of players really high end. I mean, what more can you say about Casey Mittelstadt? All the guy does is lead his team in Green Bay with 21 points through 16 games. He's still their leader, and the nearest player that's played 5 more games than him, 21, has 16.
Yeah, it's kind of incredible. Casey Mittelstadt, obviously, it's a boon for Minnesota high school hockey to have him come back. And Lee Smith and the Eden Prairie Eagles have a propensity to bring back those impactful players for their senior year, so all accolades to them. But it is a contrast of styles tonight, Pete. You have a very motivated Eden Prairie team. Obviously, lost a heartbreaker in the state championship last year, so they're eager to get back on the path back down to the XL Energy Center. But Cretin-Derham Hall, as you said, graduated 12 seniors. All 6 defensemen moved on. But the important part is they have a goaltender, Mike Magnuson, that is coming back, and he's quite a quality goaltender. He'll be taxed quite a few times tonight.
No question asked there, Bart. And, you know, when you talk about Magnuson and the effort he had in the state or the section finals last year against the eventual state champion Wayzata Trojans, it was a 1-1 hockey game after 2 periods, and the Trojans, with 3 unanswered in the third period, propelled themselves to the state tournament and the eventual state title. But he, goaltenders can have a say in games, and that's the best part about it. Is if your leadership capacity comes from there, you have a chance.
Well, indeed. In fact, I think goaltender is the most important position on the ice surface, obviously. But if your goaltender plays well, it can carry you into games you shouldn't have a chance in competing with. But, to back it up a little bit, quite an interesting 4-3 game against Benilde St. Margaret's to actually lead to that game against Wayzata. But Wayzata eventually wins, as we know, the state tournament. Something to hang your hat on if you're a Raider fan.
The target is clearly ensconced on the backs of the Eden Prairie Eagles
Yes,
and Lee Smith. Part of me thinks he likes that, and part of me thinks he doesn't. And I think what he likes is the challenge it brings his kids. But on the same token, I think it also presents the A++ game of every team every night when they take on this Eden Prairie Eagle hockey team, Bart. They have to be prepared. And keep in mind, this is a team from Eden Prairie that played in the state final last year when we were 3-4-1 in the 8-game late conference schedule last year. That's something to think about.
Well, that late conference is obviously a very difficult conference to navigate your way through, but Lee Smith's been doing this an awful long period of time. And one thing Lee Smith can do is he can actually poise his underclassmen to come in and have chances for success, but he's very good at coaching to the abilities of his players.
No knees on this broadcast. Please rise for your national anthem.
And bright stars.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to play hockey, and what an effort. We had microphone issues on the ice. She didn't bat an eye and really got the job done, Bart Archer. We always like to give a little commentary on the end result there. So, high school hockey, games of the week, right here on Let'sPlayHockey.com. We are pleased to bring this to you. Compliments of True Hockey. You can find them at true-hockey.com. Hockey equipment from sticks, gloves, skates, and more. Goodwood Hockey. Check them out, goodwoodhockey.com. Apparel, locally owned. They've even got baby clothes stuff, Bart. You're not going to believe it. It's pretty impressive for your grandkids. Goalie Club, goalieclub.com. Des Christopher, of course, he's a Shattuck St. Mary coach, and he has lots to say about the position. Great camps and things in the summer and during the season. Hockey IQ, smarter players equal more effective players. That's HockeyIQAcademy.com. And for Des Christopher, it's goalieclub.com. Everybody check out these great partners. They make this possible.
Yeah, without their support, we couldn't make this happen, so please support. Couple keys to the game, Pete Waggoner, Cretin-Derham Hall. They have a lot of young players. Up to the coaches as far as Jim O'Neill and Charlie Bosco to get them involved early. Try to limit whatever space you can with Casey Mittelstadt. Easier said than done. Blue lines, both the offensive and the defense, are going to be very important for this Cretin-Derham Hall squad. But for Eden Prairie, zone exit, transition, and get to that neutral zone with speed. Something to keep an eye on tonight. But we're getting ready to go. It's about doggone time.
That's right, it is. We're underway here from the Highland Park Arena. Mittelstadt takes it in stride across the line, and he's poked that one through the slot area, and it's going to be gathered up by the Raiders off the wall, but not out. The talented Nikki Lieberman rips that one wide of the net. Lieberman, with a big campaign last year, picked up 44 points from the blue line position. Mittelstadt on the tape. Lieberman down low. That's off the skates of the defense, and Billy Hansa. There's a shot from the low slot area. That's into the pads of Magnuson by Jensen, and Mittelstadt hounds that one from the corner. Gets away from one man. Spins off a check. Nice position back behind the net there by Matt Gleason, just a freshman. The kid's a beast. Pinching in off the line, it's Jared Blakowiak, and it's played to the corner. The Eagles in their familiar red, white, and black sweaters. Meanwhile, it's white, purple, and gold. Turnover! And a quick shot by Mittelstadt was blocked and played back into the center ice area. Andrew Irwin with it. Winds it up. Fans on that one. Picked off on the stick by Davison. And it's set right back into the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders zone. Behind the net with it now, it's Mike Murphy. Plays off the boards. That's off the stick of Tucker Cruz. And it's going to be played back through center ice. The big fella, Hunter Johannes, chases this one, but not quick enough. Icing will be the call as we bring it back into the Eden Prairie Eagle zone.
Well, obviously we're very early into this contest, but a lot of play down into the Cretin-Derham Hall and Eden Prairie. One of the better teams in the state of Minnesota as far as getting the puck into the scoring area, and they had two pretty good looks. Casey Mittelstadt was just point blank, but solid defense actually picked up their goaltender face-off now to 1-6 left.
Pulled back in behind by Nolan Sullivan. He squared with Nick Davison. Back up into the center ice area. William Pope with it, plays it over to his partner, back to Pope. That's Daniel Magnuson. Pope now plays up to the right wing side, off the backhand, sent in by Tucker Cruz behind the net. Hartle is there for Eden Prairie and in to help out from the right corner. That's Duraney. Flipped it up high in the air. The big fella, Johannes, this kid is physical, the power forward extraordinaire. That's off the stick of Pope to the corner in the Cretin-Derham Hall territory as they play ahead. At center, Lieberman with it. Running 4D are the Eden Prairie Eagles. Now Sullivan swings that back in behind the net. Magnuson will set up back in behind for Daniel Magnuson. Now it's going to be played back. Fanned on, turned over. Look out, they're dangerous in transition. Eagles play this one across the line. How about this? We have Dex Shavlik, related to Dez.
Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of family bloodlines coming through this Eden Prairie program. And what
the
a benefit
Sullivans,
for
you know that name, you got half the roster.
Yeah, indeed. But again, Lee Smith and the coaches do a great job of prepping them for the next man up, and they generally have great success.
Next man up, Bart Archer. Just roll them through. Great JV game. Eden Prairie wins that one 3-2. A late rally down 3-0. The Raiders tallied a pair to make it interesting in the end.
Yeah, the Raiders have some speed in their system, that's for sure.
Turned over at center. Here's Jake Olson in on goal. That one over the top of the goal. That one went clean over. No deflection there. Pager now plays it down to the left wing side. Tripping on that was Olson. And here come the Raiders back through center. Castro plays that one in back behind the net. Pager is there to the corner. Now in on it. That's Shavlik. He's bumped on the play. Puck is battled for off back behind the goaltender. Winsick, as he looks on, had himself a nice Elite League campaign this year. Behind the net it goes. Thanks for joining us here on Let'sPlayHockey.com. Along with Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner. High school hockey coverage for you bell to bell this year every Thursday night. And we're going to work the entire Edina Holiday Classic, a true legendary weekend. I've never had more fun calling. I think I have more fun with that than I do the state tournament.
Well, it's a great tournament.
It's just because of the intensity, the rivalries, what it means to the early part of the season. There's Mittelstadt, quick stick busy, turns that one over. Now across the line, Jack Jensen, the transfer from Edina, played up to Lieberman. That's swatted at there. Mittelstadt strong on the puck, back behind the net. Ryan takes him for a ride, but Mittelstadt continues to work the phone booth. Now it's played back up to Lieberman. Rink wide, hard pass, nifty job there. Irwin buzzes wide. Now Mittelstadt takes over to the corner. He's bothered on the play. And here come the Raiders back up into the center ice area. Turned over, Lieberman steps into this one, walks across the line. Nice pass there. Blakowiak, nice to handle. There's a quick shot. They score! Jack Jensen, his first high school hockey goal. And he went low to the glove hand side for the 1-0 Eden Prairie lead.
Well, I think that puck got on the stick awful quick. Didn't give Magnuson much of a chance to kind of set and square up to the shooter, but the first one initially was blocked, but it came right back out to Jensen, as you can see, and he just deposited without any problem at all. But a really nice job by Blakowiak to really pull in the traffic, but there you can see that shot by Jensen, as you said, just under the blocker side. Good shot. Eden Prairie with an early 1-0 lead.
Blakowiak kind of got gobbled up with that pass off the inside of the foot there, or the inside of the heel. Nice job, nice skill off the backhand. Eagles are bringing some pace and tempo to their game. Johansson behind the net. 12:53 to go in the first period, and the Eagles lead 1-0. Now here's Nolan Sullivan, buzz that one over the top of the goal. Now it's picked up at the line by Hartle. His shot is blocked, and Johannes comes away with it. Shovels it back into the corner. There was a waiting Eagle for it. That's Ryan Lesko. Now Sullivan to help out. Sullivan, one of the captains of this edition. Lesko across the line, wanted to go up top, couldn't. And it's off the boards and played to center. Here's a foot race. Looks like a hand pass. Nope, they're going to let it go. And it's Hartle back behind his own net, puts on the brakes, looks up the right side, and Hartle has some trouble with Davison chasing him down. Nice play by the Eagle defenseman to just get it into the zone. Back up into center it goes. On it now, it's Tucker Cruz. He's bothered on the play, and Lesko takes over. Cruz. That's at a pair of skates, and now it's going to be handled by the Eagles. Duraney. Nice calm pass to center. Shavlik on it. Left wing side he goes. That's a check that's thrown there, and it's trickled back into the neutral zone. Handled by Pager. Off the stick of Olsen. Olsen looks to get it back from Shavlik, and it's played back into the right corner. Hansa on it. Look out. That one headhunting through the neutral.
You could hear that one go by.
Yeah, it had the whistle to it, didn't it?
Yeah, indeed. But the territorial advantage, obviously, to the Eden Prairie Eagles. But I think the Raiders have done a pretty good job of forcing things to the outside of a couple pretty good opportunities. But I think what Cretin-Derham Hall has been doing is they're forcing them to the outside. If they can kind of limit their angles and keep them out between the dots, I think they're going to have some great success. But Magnuson's going to be called on a couple times. But so far, the defense has done a good job of supporting.
Indeed, they have. Face off to the right of Magnuson. Won by the Raiders. Dan Magnuson plays the center bounding puck there for Matt Gleason. Bulldoze is underneath a check. Lieberman will ring it to the left wing side. Capacity crowd here at the arena. Here comes Mittelstadt with speed. He's going to hold and shoot. Glove save. Scores! Off the hand. A little bit of a handcuff there on Magnuson, and it's 2-0 Eagles.
Well, it started in the neutral zone with Mittelstadt flying up the left side with some speed. Really an efficient zone exit, just a full paw at the offensive blue line. You can see with speed, and it looked like actually Magnuson had it, and it looked like just the velocity of the shot trickled up and over his shoulder. Now it's a 2-0 lead. Mittelstadt buries that one, but really a nice burst of speed by Mittelstadt really created some opportunities.
I'll tell you what, if you want to see a player that's looking next level, Bart, that you look no further than Casey Mittelstadt. I mean, this guy, I asked a former assistant NHL general manager what he thought of Mittelstadt top 10, and he told me don't get too excited. And I said, well, I am, and I think I'm going to maintain that position. Sent back in, tried to play the cool card on me.
Right.
You know, let it play out. You know, I get a little emotional.
Well, you're familiar with the program, and we've been watching Mittelstadt for a couple of years now, so you just root for success.
Reminds me of the ascension of Nick Leddy to a degree. You know, really good at every level. But think about the players that have come through this Eden Prairie program, Bart. I mean, it's Lee Smith. I mean, we got about 1,000 wins between he and Jim O'Neill behind the bench tonight.
Yeah, indeed. There's a lot of tenure between both coaches. But again, Lee Smith, you get the talent, but molding that talent and bringing them and developing them to the next level is a bit of a rare gift, and Lee Smith certainly possesses that.
This game is 6.5 minutes old. Eden Prairie's up 2-0. The Mittelstadt line is worth seeing here, and if you've got friends that are purists of the game, you might want to watch this creator, because if he was good last year, he's even better this year.
Well, and so much of the focus from the opposing teams is going to go toward Mittelstadt. It should free some things up for the other lines and other personnel on the Eden Prairie roster.
Nolan Sullivan has to be licking his chops.
Yeah.
Here they come up the right wing side. Vertus with it, steered away. There's a shot that's wide of the net. The loose puck will be gathered in by the Eagles out of the corner as they play up the left wing boards. But pinching down is the defenseman, Mick Oren. Played back in behind the net. They're going to try to go D-to-D behind the net. The puck kind of died on him there. A nice little play by Pager to keep that one alive. Waiting for it off the wall. It's Olsen. He'll carry up the ice. There's a couple of players back. Losing an edge was Oren behind the play. Saved by Magnuson. He's been under siege here the first half of this first period. Raiders back out of the zone. Outlet to the right wing side. Vertus will play across it in deep as they'll change wholesale for Cretin-Derham Hall. Off the carom there, Olsen will try to play it to the corner, running into a check as Mittelstadt. That's off a pair of skates as the puck trickles back up into the neutral zone. Matt Gleason's going to give back behind for Hansa. He'll outlet to the right wing side, and that one's going to make it for an icing call. And just the speed and the closing capabilities of this Eden Prairie team is giving their defense little time to make decisions, even in regroup for Cretin-Derham Hall.
Absolutely, and some teams are speedy, some teams are physical. Eden Prairie can play a little bit of flavor of both. I think an emphasis on the speed, and they're showing it tonight. But pretty good offensive zone time by the Raiders, an area shot on goal, but at least they were possessing the puck down low and forcing the Eden Prairie defensemen to defend. We're looking for more of that out of the Raiders in the closing moments of this first period. 9:12 left in this first period, Eden Prairie up by 2.
Face-off one, Lieberman back behind the net. Blakowiak grabs the puck. He's checked on the play, and they're going to shovel to the right wing wall for Mike Murphy. Mike Murphy has his puck deflected by a stick from the Eagles, but the Raiders will contain in the neutral. That's off a pair of skates from an Eden Prairie player, and backpedaling once again, it's Mike Murphy. Kisses it off the glass on the angle. Matt Gleason takes over across the line, and to help out is Joseph Gimberlin. He, of course, is a returning member of this edition, their leading scorer of all of the 6 returners with 21 points. Now it's going to be played off the left wing boards, too far off the intended receiver, Jack Jensen. He had his team's first goal as the Eagles lead with 8 minutes and 27 seconds left here in the first period. Off the boards. If you want to see the scoring summary, you can catch that too as well on the live streaming page from letsplayhockey.com. We're going to angle off to the left wing side. Johannes throws the leather. Lieberman with it. Looked at Hartle and said, I'm going to go solo left wing side for Johannes. Lieberman up in the play. Blocker pad saved by Magnuson. Puck bounces off the side of the goal as he deflects his Magnuson to the corner. Check thrown off the wall there by Lesko. And it's going to be the Eagles looking to cycle from the corner. Good posture defensively by the Raiders. They break out of the zone. Nick Davison. Too far for him. Picked up by Nolan Sullivan. Hartle will take over, leaves off, gets the puck back from Durrani. Left wing side they go on the angle. Handling the puck is Lesko. Played back in behind. Magnuson will cut it off, but he better hurry because here comes Sullivan. Nice job by Magnuson to kind of paddle that one out of trouble's way. Hartle plays that one rink wide. Durrani on it. Angles one from center, deflected off the stick. Nifty little play there into the corner. Played back up to the right wing side, pinching down to make the play for Eden Prairie. The very busy Jake Olsen, the senior's been peppering the puck on the forecheck all night long. Now it's the Raiders with it, looking for some time and space if they can get any, and they'll play it back up through center. Durrani comes over, plays through center. That one's too far, and the Eagles will control and chip that one back deep into the zone. On the handle now, it's Michael Kramer to the line. Look out! Deflected up onto the bench area there. That looked like the trainer was going to have to treat herself.
Well, I got a helmet on for all the right reasons. But here you can see, and this is the Mittelstadt, just from the top of the dot. Wanted to go glove side. Boy, pretty open area, but Magnuson can close that down.
He held that for a while, didn't he?
It looks like he did, but it rolled in. But Eden Prairie doing a great job on the forecheck, just getting the puck behind the defenseman and then throwing the bodies at the puck. I think they're rattling Raiders in their own zone, looking to get rid of it quick.
Here's a great example as Blakowiak takes it down low. Magnuson paddle down. A whistle on the play. Looks like we have a holding call coming up. Power play time for the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders.
Yeah, and that's Jared Blakowiak that actually kind of wrapped him up a little bit just to buy a little extra time with the referee right on that. So we're going to see the Cretin-Derham Hall power play for the first time this season, and really this is a great opportunity for him. 6:35 left, down by 2. Offensive zone faceoff. Faceoff is going to be very important for the Raiders during this power play, but if they can possess the puck and put some pressure on Weinsack, anything can happen. But what a great opportunity it is for this Raider squad.
So we'll get the appropriate units out right now.
A person to focus is Joseph Gimberlin, number 10 in the white. As you said, Pete, a returning scorer from last year. 9 goals, 12 assists, 21 points. One of the returning offensive threats on this Raider squad.
Handling the puck, it's Daniel Magnuson, top of the umbrella. Oh, my word. The ears are ringing for Nick Winsick as that's off the post.
Boy, a game of inches. That it really kind of held true. Daniel Magnuson took a nice shot from the point. A little higher than you want from a defenseman. Not a typical shot, but boy, he clanged it off the crossbar up and out of play. Face-off now to Weinsack's left.
Hey, if it goes to the net, that's not too high, is it?
That's right.
That's pretty darn close.
Almost where Grandma keeps the cookies.
You went Phil Housley on me. From the Nashville Predators. Back in. Is that where he is right now?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I thought it was Florida.
Oh, is he down there? You can't keep track anymore. Boy, those guys travel more than the salesman. Down across the line they go. Nice little rush. Shot in on goal. Nice save, Winsick. Off that opportunity there, that was Matt Gleason. Back up high for Dan Magnuson. Plays it off to the right corner. The right side, Gimberlin. Behind the net it goes. Foot race. Nolan Sullivan is there. Takes John Gleason out. But extra help comes over. And John Gleason gets it back behind the net. 3 Raiders behind the net to maintain possession. They had to work hard to keep it with this quick of foot Eden Prairie addition. Back up high, Magnuson. To the corner it goes, or the left wing side rather. Bounding puck. Swatted at, kept alive. Nice little skill play there by Matt Gleason. Eagles will clear the zone, and Mike Magnuson advances to Daniel Magnuson. Now on the stick and on the tape, across the line they go for Michael Kramer. Tried to cut to a shooting angle, and it's going to be Mittelstadt to wind it up. He couldn't get away from his man as it's picked off and played to center. On the play was Hartle for the Eagles. 30 seconds to go. You can see it on your screen. We'll have that clock rolling for you for the entire game for our next game, Bart Archer. I know that means a lot to you. There's a shot off the post. It's 2. Oh, my word. That was an absolute laser from the low slot area. And Magnuson has no choice but to cover here as the Eagles are oncoming. Look at that. Wow.
Boy, that was a great look at the opportune spot, and I think that was Nick Davison that got that look, number 20 in the white. But there's the initial shot blocked, but boy, what a great look that was. Caromed off to a metallurgical save, as Doug McLeod would say, but really good hustle on that last one by Jack Jensen to force that whistle. Made Magnuson cover that puck when they were actually on the power play. So nice hustle by the Eden Prairie
Bart Archer channeling his inner Doug McLeod. I know you got a love affair going on there.
Well, I got a checklist going. I got 2 checked off already. I got many more to go.
You got to get your eyebrows waxed, though. Then you'll be right on.
Oh, there's more than my eyebrows that need to be waxed, B. Wagner.
You're back?
Well, crop circles. Does that mean anything to you? Just kidding.
Oh,
sorry for that video.
Sorry about that one.
You snorted.
I couldn't help it. The cold is absolutely crucifying me right now. How I can even talk is beyond me.
It must be December in Minnesota.
Oh, God. It's just absolutely horrendous. Another penalty on the Eagles.
Yeah, that's
it's like interference. Absolutely. Here's that second scoring chance. Or the first one. We were at second one. This is the second post right there. Boy, right off the
That's when your eyes get big, when you get it between the hash marks like that. He took a good shot. Really got some good wood on it, but went glove side. Just a big metallurgical save, as we said.
So you have a power play that worked hard to get its chances. They got a couple really good opportunities. Both rang the post.
Absolutely.
You had pretty solid puck possession, but you really got to hope to, if you're the Raiders, to keep this thing close, you got to take advantage on the special teams,
well,
no question.
On power plays, you at least want to get one or two really good looks, and I think they succeeded in that. Two off the pipe shows that they're actually getting it deep, but again, they wanted to have more success, but they have to get a little bit of confidence out of that one, but they have to be responsible in how they move the puck. They can't just give it up like that.
Well, we've seen how well-run power plays can change tempos of games on 5-on-5 as well. You don't necessarily need to score to change the tempo. Across the line, it's Daniel Magnuson ridden off the play by Deraney, and it's played back around up high to the right point. Sliding over is Billy Hansa, the junior, who plays it down to the corner. Foot race ensues. Nice job to run the rail there by Deraney. Back in behind it goes for Magnuson to set up in the Cretin-Derham Hall. And with 3:20 to go in the first period, and the Eagles of Eden Prairie leading 3-2. Hansa with it, off the boards, handled by Kramer. He gives off to the angling Tucker Cruz. Trickles back in behind the net. Taking over, it's Kramer once again, working from the right wing side. Up high to the line, Ryan with it, leaves back off for Cruz, who walks down low to the slot area. On the stick for Oren, that one's blocked wide of the net. Pager comes over. He's bothered on the play. Good position there by Cruz to force it. Nice job to maintain possession. Textbook for you young kids at home. Played back in behind the net. Handled once again behind, and it's on the tape of Kramer. He looked to the slot area, steered away, and the puck is pushed to the right wing boards. Foot race is won by the Raiders as it's played back into the corner. Pager wraps it off the boards, back into center ice we go. 10 to go on the power play. That one's too far, but off the boards. Nice job by Ryan to make the play. Liam Ryan is bothered by Mittelstadt, who shovels ahead. On the tape for Olsen. He plays an angle. He's 1-on-3, and a stick save steered up off the netting by Magnuson. Nice save there.
Wow, really a nice job by Jake Olsen. He kind of was hanging back in the play. Nice pass up to the offensive blue line. Olsen went in, got a good look for some help. Nobody was there, so used the defenseman as a screen. Tried to go short side, but really a nice job by Magnuson to track that puck. Deflected off either his blocker or the shaft of his stick, but nonetheless face up to his right. 2:08 left in the first period. We're back to 5-on-5. Eden Prairie still holds that two-goal advantage.
By the way, don't forget, between periods we'll have some great infomercials for you on products that are engaged with this program, and I know everybody watching this will have some interest in what they have to say. We'll have highlights for you, a little scoring summary, and much more. But while we speak, we have 1:50 to go here to wind out this first period. Mittelstadt back behind the net. Try to go short side. Mike Magnuson, Johnny on the spot, did not vacate and covers the puck up. The faceoff comes up to his left.
Well, Mittelstadt with a very deft move right there. He won the battle along the half wall behind the goal and tried to go reverse angle, kind of went against the grain, as you can see, in a short side shot. But here you see Mittelstadt trying to go, and he went short side. They tried to do a quick bam-bam with Jack Jensen looking for a second one, but Magnuson did a good job of closing that hole, and Raiders did a good job of blocking out from that point forward. 1:44 left in as we said, the first period. Eden Prairie up by 2. Offensive zone faceoff.
The mark of great players, Bart, are guys that can catch passes anywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Casey Mittelstadt's one of those players. But he also plays with creativity and vision.
Well, and that's how you make players on your line even better as well.
If you want to know why he's getting all the accolades, it's because he's played less of a me-first type of game and has really made those around him better, as you suggested. Back up into the center ice area, it's Gimberlin off the boards. Mittelstadt tried to chase that down, played away from him, and it's a battle off the right wing boards right down there in your living room. Played behind the net, off the wall by Andrew Irwin. Taking over now, it's Lieberman to regroup back behind his net. 1:08 to go in the first session. Lieberman's going to give it off to the left wing side for Jensen. Loses the handle. And here come the Eagles, not so fast, held in the zone. Now down to the corner, it's Gimberlin. He's dangerous on the off wing behind the net. Tried to pull it, couldn't get it done. Gimberlin waits for some help. Goes back up the wall, and they're going to try and go right back into the Eden Prairie zone, and they say no, there's too many of us here, and they're going to play that one back in with Lesko behind the net with 40 to go in the period. On it now, it's William Pope. Pope with it, holds it, looks back rink wide, left wing side it goes. Michael Kramer across the line, that's blocked, and it's going to be picked back up. Kramer's going to just play it right back in behind. That's actually Liam Ryan that had that shot, my apologies. Back behind the net it goes. Cruz is ridden to the corner, and the Eagles will come away with 15 to go. behind the stick of Blakowiak, and it's going to be ripped right back in. Look out. Paul Ranheim goes ducking. It's funny. He hung Ole out to dry. Steve Olinger, he left Ole to take it for him.
Yeah, he was just hiding behind Ole, but I had a chance to talk to Steve before the game today. He looks good. He says he feels good. Wished him luck. But really some nice work by this Raiders squad to finish this period. Eden Prairie defense has done a great job when the Raiders do get a shot. Eden Prairie's doing a great job of getting in front and contesting every shot in their own zone.
Hartle with it back behind the net to round out the period, and a good one for the Eden Prairie Eagles as they score twice in the first 6.5 minutes to take the 2-0 lead. Cretin-Derham Hall, on the strength of a couple of power plays, were strong enough to turn the tide a little bit and have found their game. They're less overwhelmed, I would say, at this stage of the game, Bart. At least they had a lot more puck possession after those and were creating some chances.
Well, they have a lot of inexperience on the high school level on this Raiders squad, so I think the first 5 minutes to 7 minutes were a little bit just get the anxieties out and then settle down. But once you get a power play, it can change the complexion and the attitude of what you're trying to accomplish. They were able to possess the puck with a little confidence and a little space, and I think from that point on, it just kind of manifested into more confidence holding the puck, and we saw that in evidence in the last half of that first period.
High school hockey continues on Let'sPlayHockey.com. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more. Eden Prairie leads 2-0. We are between periods of the Let's Play Hockey Game of the Week, and we're joined by True Hockey's Jason Kasuris. You are a part of a company that is a growing hockey equipment manufacturer, and you have some great stuff. Jason, can you tell us a little bit about your company and how it's growing?
Well, essentially, we've been in the hockey market for a very long time, actually, close to 16 years, but we haven't been branded as True. We've been building hockey sticks for multiple other manufacturers, pretty much any of the manufacturers that are out today, and have actually come and gone. But we've been building their sticks, just labeling them with their logos and everything like that. But about 3 years ago, we decided, hey, let's build our own brand. Let's stop making for others and really be innovative. We want to bring products to the market that still stay traditional to the hockey consumer, but with added perks, with added technology that's going to improve the product, improve the player. So with that, we've kept in the sticks. We've now introduced a glove line in our Z Palm offerings that you can change out the palms to increase performance, but also change the durability aspects. There's multiple different things that you can look at with our gloves. We will be introducing pants in 2017. Also, just as a growth aspect, we just recently last week announced the purchase of VH footwear. So we are getting into skates. We're growing the brand as much as we possibly can, but we're doing it strategically. It's not where we're just bringing everything all at once and trying to flood the market with all of our equipment. We want to be innovative. That's our biggest thing. We want to be a high-end company that looks at ways to make a player better, make our products better, not just be a Me Too company.
Well, and I think the important component is that you were the technology behind a lot of the, quote, brand name sticks, but now you are the brand and the technology, and I think that's important for the consumer to know. And then the second aspect is the innovation of your products from the palms. I mean, I know as a hockey parent, one of the most frustrating things is you buy a kid a pair of gloves, and within a year they're worn out because the knob is just taken out one of the hands, and you got to start over again. But you have a solution to that, which can allow you to keep those gloves, and you just replace the palms, correct?
Correct. And like I said, it can be treated. I look at it as three different ways. So with that palm completely zipping out, you can look at it as a durability aspect. So a year down the road, the top hand blows out or anything like that. You can just go in. You don't have to buy a new pair of gloves. You don't have to take it into a repair shop and get a completely different feel to the glove or anything like that. It's just a matter of going into your local dealer that has the palm offerings and change it out, and you have the exact same feeling glove and just fact is we have 5 different options. Our standard is a great palm as well. We have our Z Fit that is a very, very soft feeling, very thin feeling. We have a Z Pro that a lot of the NHL players, it's a very thin, ultra feel palm. And then we have our Z Grip, which is a tackified grip that really helps, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And, to get any sprays into a glove or anything like that, you can't really get into the fingertips of a glove to kill any of that bacteria. So now what you can actually do is you can unzip that palm and take it off, spray the whole glove down, and then dry it out. And it works unbelievably great.
That's amazing stuff. It is.
I mean, it is. And the other nice thing, too, is, I use the example as I played in a pond hockey tournament last winter. I used these gloves. It was 45 degrees out, so it was extremely warm. We were essentially skating in puddles.
Swimming, yeah.
And the gloves got extremely wet in the one game, and I had another game that I had to go to in 15 minutes. So I just zipped out the palm, put a new palm in, dry gloves, ready to go. So, I mean, it definitely works for, what it's intended to, and it improves the playability of the gloves. It also improves the overall performance of the gloves for the players.
You can find their information at true-hockey.com, and you can also get it in local stores. Jason, if you wouldn't mind, outline to us where we can find your product in stores in the Twin Cities area.
Twin Cities area, Hockey Central and Blaine, Dave's Sports Shops, Strauss, General Sports, just to name a few, Total Hockey's as well. We're definitely growing brand, and we're building that dealer base as much as possible. Even if you can't find it at any of the dealers, more than likely we've had contact with them, and they should be able to order something from us. So.
And it won't hurt to ask for True Hockey brands, too, at your local dealer if they're not there. You can also purchase your product online, too. Is that correct, at various online sporting good hockey stores as well?
Correct. We're in all the major online dealers as well.
Perfect. Jason, thank you so much. And once again, that is true-hockey.com. We're going to take a quick time out. We're going to return back to high school hockey action, the Let's Play Hockey Game of the Week. We are between periods of the Let's Play Hockey Game of the Week, and we're joined by True Hockey's Jason Kasuris. You are a part of a company that is a growing hockey equipment manufacturer, and you have some great stuff. Jason, can you tell us a little bit about your company and how it's growing?
Well, essentially, we've been in the
first
hockey
career high
market,
school goal for the Eden Prairie Eagles
for a very
early
long
on in the
time,
contest.
actually, close to 16 years. But
There's
we haven't
13
been
minutes and
branded
4
as
seconds
True.
showing
We've
on the
been
clock
building
when he
hockey
scored that
sticks
one.
for
Assisted
multiple
by
other manufacturers. Pretty much any
Jared
of the
Buklowiak and
manufacturers
Casey
that are out
Mittelstadt.
today
Bart, how about the second goal?
Have actually come and gone.
Well, that'd be Mittelstadt with his
been
first
building
goal
their
of the season
sticks,
from
just
Andrew
labeling them
Irwin and
with
Lieberman at
their
the 540
logo
mark.
and everything like
And that's
that.
where it stands right now,
But
2-0
about
lead by
2
Eden
years
Prairie.
ago, we decided, hey, let's
So your
build
thoughts,
our
Bart,
own
of this
brand.
game so
Let's
far? I mean, I
stop
think we
making for others
fully expected
and really
the Eden Prairie
be
Eagles to
we want to bring
be what they
products
were.
to
I mean, they're going to be on the
market
puck. They're going to be quick. They're going to have a
still
lot of
stay
talent and skill and
traditional
ability,
to
and we're
the
seeing that right
hockey
now. And
consumer, but with added
the first,
perks,
I'd say,
added
3 shifts of
technology
Casey
that's gonna
Mittelstadt was
improve
very
the product,
difficult and
improve the
hard
player.
on this
So
Cretin-Derham Hall Raider team, but they really responded. And they started taking a space away by bumping them a little bit and creating some problems.
Well, and you almost have to do that, but you can't overcommit him because he not only is a great north-south player, but he's a great east-west player as well. But look at him, top of the left dot, just looking for that glove side. It looked like Magnuson actually got some of his body on it, but the velocity of the shot must have gone up and over the shoulder between the armpit and the arm. But nonetheless, it crossed the goal line, so Mittelstadt with his first tally of many, I'm sure, to come throughout the course of this season.
Can you go back and show that Jack Jensen goal? Brett, we cannot do that, okay? It's out of his pay grade, I was told.
Well, we can kind of – it was Buklowiak that actually went between the hash marks that pinched the defenseman in. The puck ended up on Jensen's stick, and he just went under the blocker and above the pad for his first goal as a high schooler and first goal as an Eden Prairie Eagle. But what a big goal that was. That kind of set the tone a little bit, and I think it got everybody to relax except for the people on the Raiders side. But I thought the Raiders, for all intents and purposes, didn't get too excited. They responded pretty well. And then Mittelstadt, I thought that could have been the straw that broke the camel's back, but in turn it looked like once Cretin-Derham Hall got that man advantage, they seemed to hunker down a little bit and get back to playing Raider hockey.
Yeah, they certainly did. And got a couple things for you, little housekeeping items. Be sure to sign up for your weekly Let's Play Hockey Digest. It can be found at the homepage of letsplayhockey.com. You'll receive up-to-date news, information, offers from Let's Play Hockey and our great partners. You can also nominate the Goodwood Hockey Mom of the Week on letsplayhockey.com, located under the Youth tab. Simply fill out the online form, and one lucky mother will be named the Hockey Mom from Goodwood Hockey, and a T-shirt will be delivered to the winner. By the way, you can also submit your youth articles and tournament recaps by using the online form under the Youth tab of letsplayhockey.com. Your content will be posted in the paper and online, and thank you, by the way, for submitting. It always is very nice to see. The rankings just came out for the youth, and there's just all sorts of, boy, they love the rankings, don't they?
Absolutely.
But the rankings are crazy.
Well, remember when you were a kid.
I know,
what
but
did you want to do?
But here's
you
the great.
Let's Play Hockey to find out where your team was ranked.
That's fair. And so on the rankings, we've got everything from youth to high school to college. I mean, up and down the ladder. It's unbelievable. UMD at the college level, again, 2 weeks in a row at the number 1 slot.
Well, always had an affinity for the Bulldog program. All the in-state programs, obviously, but I think the Bulldogs have the nicest sweater in college sports.
They're kind of the forgotten about, runt of the pack, if you will. Would you agree with that?
Well, the runt, I might challenge that a little bit, but they've always been a viable member, whether it be the WCHA or whether the Minnesota's involved.
But it's the Golden Gophers of Minnesota, man. I mean, they get whatever they want, whenever they want.
Yeah.
If you're 2 years old and you're out of the womb, you're part of the program.
That's right. It's been, a dozen years since we've held the Chalice, so I'm surprised Minnesota Gopher fans are this patient, to be honest with you.
It's apparently Bart Archer. If you were one, you're not.
Oh, well,
are you a North Dakota fan?
No, I bleed maroon and gold.
You are, aren't you?
But you just with the talent that they have in that squad, it's just amazing that they are better.
Hang on for a second. I'm getting a Ric Flair razor blade. I'm going to get a little mark on the forehead.
That's right.
I don't see green and gold coming out of there. You know what I see?
Maroon and gold.
I see green and gold coming out of there is what I see.
Yeah. Well, that's
Would
just
that be the
first
Hornets?
way.
Okay.
Let's digress. We can move forward.
Oh, I just had to take a shot there.
Right.
Also, don't forget the Overtime Hockey Show can be heard on Let's Play Hockey and 1500ESPN.com, both of the websites, each Tuesday and Friday. We've got a new program coming out tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be talking, Bart, you and I will have a little segment on there. We'll talk about this game. Timmy Kolamainen is up in Moorhead. A big game, Section 8AA showdown.
Oh, absolutely.
Between a pair of clubs that are probably by many viewed, this one being one of them, as the top two teams with Bemidji and Moorhead. So we're talking about that and some other games. And then don't forget, every Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock, I have This Week in High School Sports on 1500 ESPN. Really
great time of year, isn't it?
High school central.
Great time of year.
It is. Mark this down. Before we know it, you and I are going to be hovering over the XL Energy Center just beyond fatigued.
Well, that's one of my favorite
Calling
times
game
of the year.
after game after game, and you know what? Never get sick of it.
Labor of love.
We are underway. Turned over at the line, and here comes Mittelstadt. There's a little wet spot out there. A little tough for the puck to move right now as the Eagles. There's a big crowd in here, and it's not quite as cool in the Schultz Arena here.
Very cozy here.
It's friendly confines, as we like to call it. Lieberman plays this one rink wide for Andrew Irwin. Bounding puck. Nice job by Magnuson to handle the tricky hop there. We're going to outlet to the right wing side. Touch pass through center ice on it. That's Malash. No relation to Gilles Malash.
That we know of.
Or could be Maloche, but either way, no relation to Gilles Maloche. Back to the corner it goes. Up to the line, there's a shot. Magnuson, a nifty save there. Mittelstadt wrestles through Hans's check. Comes away with it from the corner. Plays it down low. It's going to be handled now by the Eagles. That's Jensen with it. Jensen's bothered on the play. Turnover is forced. And that's played through everyone into the Eden Prairie zone and icing the call with 15:53 to go here in the second period.
Well, pretty good job of the Raiders battling against what would be a potential Eden Prairie flurry there, but they did a good job of maintaining their positioning and really forcing Eden Prairie out on the periphery, and really could have been a good opportunity for Cretin-Derham Hall. Puck got away from him all the way down, face off now to Magnuson's left. Early in the second period, Eden Prairie holding on to that 2-goal advantage.
And to take the draw, it'll be Sullivan. He jostled in against Gleason, and the Eagles maintained possession. Walking up high, Johannes lost the handle at center. He's going to have to regroup off the Hartle stick, and he'll play it to the corner. Hartle chases this down. There's a shot shoveled in on goal, and that gets knocked off its post, and now they're going to whistle that one. And we'll have to regroup and face off. By the way, Tom Gertis on the bench. The smiling Tom Gertis. Gertie, we like to call him.
Gertie, in the business we call him Gertie, but really a nice job by Eden Prairie. And I think, I'm not 100% sure who it was, but he tried to do a little soft chip right over the shoulder, but to no avail, face off outside the zone.
You know, the thing the Eagles will do is on their rushes, they never come 150,000 miles an hour. They'll just count, they'll dictate the pace. They'll take some space. They'll slow down. They'll stop. They'll draw you in. They'll rope it dope you. They'll chip pucks to open areas where players can skate in full speed. It's really impressive.
Well, I've always talked about how Eden Prairie's so good at going to the net. I think their bread and butter is actually the neutral zone, the ability to read the play to, as you say, make the necessary adjustments to making an effective zone entry. And I think that Eden Prairie's probably as good as anybody in Minnesota doing that.
Back up into the center ice area it goes. It's chipped off the boards and sent back down. Raiders will control with Hansa. He's going to play back in behind the net. Outlet to the left wing side. Nice pickup there by Cruz in stride. His snapshot is blocked by Lieberman. That one fails to get through. Trickles up to the neutrals, or high slot area rather. Lieberman has a man at the line. Angling over was Olsen, but that one closed quickly. Back behind the net it goes. Handled once again by Oren as he plays it up high. Another number 4 knocks it down, and Lieberman, he's pickpocketed. Nifty play by Kramer. At center ice, Cruz will handle it. Tries to find a man through, but can't, as the puck will be poked away to the left wing boards. Gathered in and played off the wall by Nick Davison. Pinching with the right skate on a nice play. It's Mike Murphy. Turned over and played back up by Shavlik, and it's sent back in behind the net. Quick wholesale change. The Eagles wanted to take advantage. Across the line, unable to handle was Jake Olsen. Good hustle by the Raiders to make the long change. It's tricky here in second period territory. He's dangerous. Here he comes. Mittelstadt holds and shoots. That one off the post. Wow, that's the third post of this game. 2 for the Raiders, 1 for the Eagles. You just saw that one right there.
Boy, those are quick hands.
Big man through the center now with it. That was Castro, the junior. And now at the line, it's off the stick and played up and through center. You can't let him loose. There he is, stopping, waiting, shooting. Scores! Oh, that is just absolutely textbook right there. Casey Mittelstadt used the whole sheet of ice there. Well, and waited for his man, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, there's never a moment too big for him. Nice adjustment right there. Just kind of took a step back, let the defenseman slide by, found the trailer, and I believe that was Jensen with his second goal as an Eden Prairie Eagle. Second goal of this contest boosts the lead to 3-0. But Mittelstadt just showed tremendous poise and patience on that one. Nice adjustment right there to knock that puck down. Just gets to the dot, stops. Defenseman may have overcommitted, but that's a tough situation for Hansa to be in. He did the best he could, but again, 3-0 lead. The Raiders really have to get something going in the offensive zone, Pete, to stay in this game.
You know, they lost track of him in the neutral zone, and when you lose track of Casey Mittelstadt and he has some real estate to work like he did right there, it's going to be all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, he's very efficient, and Magnuson did a really nice job of trying to defend as best he can. He's a very efficient goalie that plays angles quite well, but he was really kind of left out to dry on that one.
Well, we've got the Charlie Brown teacher fittingly here at the Charles Schultz Arena. He can't understand the public address announcer. Now it's played back up into the center ice area. Johannes gets over to Nolan Sullivan, and they're just offside at the line.
Well, the good part is the Raiders stepping up and challenging. They have to use that blue line. You'll see this. That's the one from before. That's the shot from Mittelstadt that went off that goal post. But, boy, that kind of gets people's attention. Mittelstadt in space is a point of concern for anybody that's trying to defend. But obviously, Cretin-Derham Hull has their work cut out for him tonight. And we'll call it Jensen, the second goal of the night from Mittelstadt.
Are you guessing?
No,
you feel comfortable with that? You feel good about that?
Just the time. But you said Charlie Brown's teacher couldn't get the time on that.
Back bit behind the net. Where's Doug Erleen when we need him from Fox 9?
He's coaching basketball.
Remember those days?
We lost him to basketball.
Oh, man, was that legendary. myfoxhockey.com, the glory days.
Yes, indeed.
Back up through center ice. Brought down on the play. Nice defensive play at center. Turned in by Olsen. He's had a great game for the Eagles both ways. Touch pass in stride on the stick for Dex Shavlik. One of the great names in high school hockey. I'm all over that one. Chipped up into the neutral zone area. Now it's handled once again by Delaney. Bart's all smiles.
Well, Blakoyak's not bad as long as I don't have to sew it on the back of the jersey.
Yeah, or as long as it's not Dom D.G. Giuseppe from the Grand Rapids Thunderhawks circa 2008.
Hey, stop. I mastered his name about 3
here's
years
an
after
outlet. Jensen looking for the hat trick and on goal. He's hooked on the play. Do we have a penalty shot, Bart Archer?
Well, he was unabated.
We do.
Well, that'd be the appropriate call. He was unabated to the net and really got the shot off. Nice save by Magnuson. But, boy, Jensen sure getting some opportunities with some time and some space, and he's made the most of it. Now he gets a golden opportunity to come in all alone on the senior goaltender, Mike Magnuson.
You know,
Very
it's
exciting
disappointing
play.
is I'm not so sure how much that little token tap to the hip,
That's
caused a
kind of
malfunction on the scoring chance.
Kinda
It's a
ticky-tack.
penalty, I'm saying. But, as a defensive player, you got to appreciate the effort. But now he's got a cleaner look on the cage.
Yeah. Well, you had desperate times call for desperate measures. He tried to impede the progress, and maybe he did just enough. But now it's up to Magnuson to pick his teammates up.
Jack Jensen now for the Eagles. This is for the hat trick and the 4-0 lead.
Don't want to go in too quick.
Paddle down, save made there by Magnuson, keeps it out of the net. Nice effort there by Jensen, even better effort by Magnuson. Here you go, takes it wide.
I like the wide angle coming in, pretty good angle right there. But I think when he had the goaltender committed, he didn't sell the move on that
right
one.
here, though, when you get to the forehand, there's not much more you can do because he lost it to the backhand. Right there would have been nice to be able to pull it to the backhand and go short side, but hindsight is what?
2020. What I'd do is drop my shoulder a little bit, get the goaltender to freeze, and then try to go on the far side. But again, things happen quick. But nice job by Magnuson to pick his teammate up.
I would beg you to go to. Nice little pad save there. I would beg you to go to the forehand and laugh every time.
And I would dance in your crease
after
I scored.
Go to the backhand. That's a little bit of a different story. Well, not for long because he'd be butchered with the rest of them. There's a shot from the right point in on goal. That's handled. I mean, you think Billy Smith was something?
Oh. Yeah, I've heard
he was
stories
my idol.
Yeah. I heard he learned a couple things from you, but there we get a look at it again. But he did kind of open him up a little bit. But Magnuson, very efficient goaltender, tracked that puck quite well and really gave him very limited space to work with. And
look at the production here from Brett Michaels.
Well, he's raising his game.
As good as it gets. From Steel Domain Wrestling to right here with Let'sPlayHockey.com. Love working with the guy. Todd Grover as well on the camera. Joey Hench is scoring. We've got all sorts of production out here. We have photography going on. We're going to have a write-up after this game. Tim Kolamainen working his game. Don't forget about our overtime podcast tomorrow. Posting around noon. Played back into the corner. The Eagles will try to cycle that one through. No luck. As there's been little work for Nick Winsick here to start this second session. Lieberman with it across the line. Gets away from one man, and he is absolutely savaged. Raiders look to break it out. They can't as the puck is played to the corner and a penalty behind the play.
Well, Hunter Johannes in the mix, but really some nice sequence by this Cretin-Derham Hall, number 5, and that's freshman Matt Gleason. Really turned in a solid shift. Really kind of sticking his nose in the action and pushing the play forward. But now it's going to be, they're going to take a both, and it looks like it's going to be Hunter Johannes, and it also looks like it's going to be Daniel Magnuson, the sophomore defender for the Raiders. So we're still going to be 5-on-5, an appropriate call. Kind of a tough area to kind of see what actually happened, but generally if there's a little dust up along the boards, Hunter Johannes is probably in the vicinity somewhere.
19 2-minute minor for roughing.
There you go, 19 2-minute minor for rough. Johannes gets the board.
Well, Johannes has always played a relatively physical style. Sometimes, Pete, we've talked about it before, even in the last year, sometimes he flirts with that edge every once in a while and can put his team in a bit of peril every so often, but he really brings a lot to the table. He brings a lot of grit to the front line of the Eden Prairie squad, lets his teammates play a little bit bigger knowing that he's out on the ice.
He does have a penchant to take the major penalties, quite a few last year. And it's just a matter of being a big guy, knowing what you can and can't do, and you play on the edge, but not over the edge.
Well, you got to govern the emotions.
Sometimes you go over the edge, and puts your tough in a club tough situation. And Magnuson does what he has to do, and that's part of the game. When you think one of your guys has liberties taken on him, you got to step up for him. That's just part of what this game's about.
Well, indeed, you go to battle with your mates, but Hunter Johannes, it'll all come down to maturity, and he'll show more signs of maturity this year, obviously, than he did last year.
Puck is pushed off the wall as the Eagles. Jensen will play behind. 4-on-4. This is Gretzky in his office. Mittelstadt plays back for Sullivan. Up high to the line. Lofty praise here from Let'sPlayHockey.com. Down low. That was Jensen looking for the redirect toward the short side, but now it's Mittelstadt to make a play as he gets away from Cruz. Plays to the corner. That one too far for Jensen. Good body position by Mick Oren as he plays it up into the neutral zone. Lieberman comes away with it. Now it's Mittelstadt. Cuts back against the grain to the forehand. Down low. Nifty pass. Shot. That one fails to click. Down to the slot area. That hops the stick of Andrew Irwin. Now, you'd think it was a power play, but this is just 4-on-4 hockey.
Well, there's a lot of space to move out there, and both teams possess a great deal of speed.
Jensen rink wide as Mittelstadt looks to chase that one down to the corner. Can't come away with it. Now the right wing breakout. Here come the Raiders through center ice. Playing it to the right wing side. On it now, it's Buckingham as he's jammed on the play, and a big check coming in. Oh, my word. That was Castro, 6'3". He's a big drink. Now Mittelstadt in a foot race. Gets bumped again on the play. Nice play by Mike Murphy to come over. Up to the line in front of the bench area. Here comes Buckingham again to the right wing side. Down low. Castro. Oh, and a stick save by Winsick as he slid from left to right. Turns that one aside. Sullivan in transition. 2-on-2 with Hartle. Sullivan whacked at there. Poked out of the play. Awfully close to a slashing call, but they're going to let that one go. 22 seconds on the Daniel Magnuson penalty. 3:22 on the major for boarding to Johannes. So it'll be a 3-minute power play for the Raiders as they'll look to break into this 3-0 deficit. Look at this opportunity right there.
Yeah, really some nice work. And Cretin-Derham Hall really had probably the best look of the night, but then you see Sullivan come down. He turns on the Jets right now, and Hartle did everything he can to kind of impede it. Did a good job, but net off the moorings, face up outside the zone.
And it'll be the Eagles to play this one back in with 15 to go, and it'll be 5-on-4. Hartle now backpedals with it. He's pickpocketed. Look out. Deraney comes away with it. Tries to play it up the wing. Can't. Nice student section here representing the Raiders. As they'll play that one down the boards. And it's going to be poked back into Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders zone. 2:50 to go in the man advantage. Played back up to the left wing. Remember, it was a major, so they'll be able to score all they want here if they can. On the angle, Gimberlin across the line, but he's denied access. Oh, Mittelstadt couldn't play it over. The oncoming Murphy. To the corner it goes. Gimberlin with it. He's watched by Hartle. Jammed on the boards. Mittelstadt's there. Plays it to the line, but not out. Sent back in behind the net. Deraney is there for the Eagles. He's checked on the play. Matt Gleason on the forecheck. Gets a little bit of help from Gimberlin. Now it's played to the left point. Nice nifty little job to keep the line by Gleason. Gleason back in behind to the corner he goes. They jam up on the boards. This has been kept to the outside. That's fair to say, Bart
There's
Archer.
the puck.
There it is. There's a shot. Traffic. That one might have been a little bit of trouble for Winsick, but stays out of the net with 7:46 to go in the period. Back in behind the net it goes. Picked off by Mittelstadt. Chucks a little sauce to the neutral zone. Jensen is there, 1-on-2 to the corner. Let's see if he can create. He gets it in on goal. Magnuson's going to need to play that away to keep this thing moving. He avoids the defensive zone face-off, and out of the zone they come. Across the line, snapper, pad save, Winsick. Ooh, Pez dispenser. Now it's played to the corner as they had a second look there. Back in behind the net. On it for the Raiders is Michael Kramer. To the line they go. Now it's going to be handled by Ryan. His shot's deflected, can't get through. Bounding puck up to the slot, neutral zone, and out of the zone they come with it, and that's Blakowiak. He tries to get away from one man. Blakowiak will swing it back up to Nolan Sullivan can't handle, and it's played back in behind the net. Ryan with it, 1:01 to go on the man advantage. Right wing on the outlet for Oren. Through center, he has numbers. Sends a shot through traffic, nobody home. Puck rolled in toward Winsick, couldn't get the handle, and it's going to be picked up by Shavlik, clear but not out. Oren a shot, pad save. Oh, look at that. He's going with the defenseman's stick. Winsick looked really comfortable. He still doesn't have the twig. I would just go get it. I'd feel like I was nude right there. You got to have the stick, man. It's like forgetting to put the deodorant on.
Yeah, he went and got it, so he's good now.
All right. It's awful when you don't. I mean, not that it matters, but that stick. Oh, another penalty coming up. And there it is. That was a heavy thundering check off the boards.
Well, I don't know who they actually got on that one, Pete. But boy, to go offsides when you have a delayed penalty and you're already a man up, that's a kind of a big mistake by Cretin-Derham Hall. But they're going to have 2 men in the box for another 20 seconds, barring another penalty. But what a great opportunity for the Raiders. They're doing a good job of possessing, but they're not getting the puck into the scoring areas. Eden Prairie's doing a good job of getting in front of the shots and such, and forcing things to the outside. But the Raiders have to get it between the dots and put some pressure on Weinsack. And this is the time they have to do it.
The officials are talking over what they're going to do with this one, what they saw, and we'll see if it's a 2 or a 5. It's a 2. So 5-on-3 with 20 seconds to go in that. Face-off will be important here. It'll be Nolan Sullivan to take it for the Eagles and Matt Gleason for the Raiders of Cretin-Derham Hall.
And as you said, another 20 seconds before Hunter Johannes comes back out on the ice for that 5-minute major. But it looks like they got everything sorted out. We're looking for a face-off to Weinsack's right. And as we said, 20 seconds left of the 5-on-3, barring another penalty.
Face-off battle 4 at the line. It's Daniel Magnuson with it. They'll play it down low. Magnuson, they shoot. Oh, what a save! Absolutely robbed was Gleason. Winsick with a big save. It's still 5-on-3. Touch pass, snapper, rebound, puck's loose, scores! Oh! Johannes still in the box. There's 2 seconds. He still can't come out.
Well, the timing of that goal was very big, and that was Joey Gimberlin with his first goal of the season. But what a lift that is for this Raiders squad. Weinsack made the initial save, but puck came out on a doily for him, and it was Gimberlin that put it behind the goaltender, give him a 1-goal, get rid of that 0 on the scoreboard, but a lot of energy. And now, as you said, Pete, there are 1 minute and 42 seconds left of the man advantage, so they can really do some damage if they can kind of corral the puck and put more pressure on Weinsack.
Actually, just 2 seconds because they took the second penalty out because this is the major.
Oh, that's right. Drop of the puck, he'll be out in just a second or two. But if you're a Raider fan, you have to be encouraged the way they attack the net on that one.
So right now, Jim O'Neill is talking. I think he's talking about who's got let out of the box, but yeah, they're talking about it right now. When you have a major penalty, you can't come out of the box. There's a wrist shot in on goal, and the save made there.
Yeah, generally you have to wait until the whistle, but a scrum in front of the net. Emotions running high.
Well, the energized Raiders and their fan base really making a difference here in the latter stages of the second session.
Wow, that was a nice turn and fire right from the left hash mark on that one. As you can see right there, really a good look, but Weinsack made himself big, came out and challenged the shooter and corralled that one face-off outside the Eden Prairie zone.
You got a linesman here that's going straight NHL with the Chicklets. Have you seen
that?
Now
we're back to 5-on-5, Pete Wagner.
Bart, he's got Bobby Clark-like upper plate. It's impressive. Andrew Irwin plays it off the boards, left the Crowns at home so he could look like a hockey guy. Back into the neutral zone with it is Lieberman, very gifted defenseman. Angles his way through the zone. Wow, nearly vacating, but getting the shoulder up was Mike Magnuson to make the save. Now the Eagles looking to respond as their lead's been cut to 2. There's a shot. Jensen bids again, net off its post with 5:05 to go in the second period.
Well, what Lieberman can do is he can change the dynamic of how you defend. When he rushes the puck up the ice, it changes the assignments a whole bunch. But Lieberman, what he tried to do is go short side on Magnuson on that one. Went for the ears. When you get in tight, the goaltender goes down. But here's the goal. It's just a good shot. Good save by Weinsack. But look you see the 3 Raider offensive players not boxed out in any way, shape, or form. So really Weinsack couldn't do much other than make that first save. But it has to give this Raider squad a bit of energy.
It's really tough when you have penalty troubles like that. Down to the corner they go. The Eagles, I believe that's 4 power plays now for the Raiders. Johannes lets his shot go. It's deflected, ramped up off the netting and out of play. Will reset with 4:46 to go.
Well, sometimes you can be your own worst enemy, and I think Eden Prairie falls into that every once in a while where they just get a little emotional, they get a little aggressive, and they put themselves behind the 8 ball, but they're certainly good enough to weather those storms, but they put themselves in those positions far too often.
Face off inside the Raiders zone.
But you got to play with an edge, right?
You certainly do. Clean win. Sullivan to Johannes, nearly hit our photographer over there. She does a nice job to stay alive.
Well, Johannes is he's in love with that slap shot. Maybe a wrist shot might have been the call to order on that one, but good face-off win by Eden Prairie.
Clapper.
Pardon me?
The big clapper.
That's right. Not shy about pulling that out.
50-50 puck off the face-off, won by the Raiders. They're going to look for Castro on the outlet. Instead, it's played off the boards by Pager. That's Sam Pager, of course, related to Harry Pager. I mean, we just recycle the names in this program. Shavlik, Sullivan, Pager.
Irwin.
Letty. Poke to the corner. Now the Eagles in their own zone with Nolan Sullivan, a 3-year veteran now with this year at the varsity level. Across the line, there's a shot that's steered away, wide of the net. Lesko bids, but Magnuson was there. Johannes, they play it down low. They score! Was that booted in? But they're going to say no. That's a goal for the Eden Prairie Eagles, and they go up 4-1.
Yeah, and I believe that was Nolan Sullivan's skate that went off. It was an inadvertent deflection, but Sullivan will take it any way you can. It's a line drive in the box score, but kind of an unfortunate situation for the Raiders. They were defending quite well, but what seemingly was an interesting, innocent shot, I think, went off Nolan's skate right there. Maybe that was a calculated effort. I don't know.
Looks like he got the stick here. Watch this, right between the wickets. Can you slow that down? Let's slow it down on the next break. On the next break? All right. Brett Johnson getting the job done. If he did, that's a tremendous goal, as he would have done a little pirouette dance move with the stick between the wickets.
Yeah, when they start becoming more impressive when you slow them down, it makes it even more notable.
Mittelstadt chips that one over the glass. The supporting cast here for the Eagles has been very impressive. Mittelstadt's made those around him better, but they're getting goals from Jensen a couple of times, and now you've got Sullivan, Mittelstadt filling up the score sheet. 4-1 here in the second period. 3:22 to go in it. Now the Raiders back behind the net. The puck will ring the wall. Pope was there, center ice, handled by Blakowiak. And it'll be the Raiders to set up behind their net. Played back up by Daniel Magnuson. Through traffic, heavy on the tape. There's a quick shot by Jensen, steered aside by Magnuson, taken over by Mittelstadt. Nice play to the corner. They tried to find an open Jensen in the low slot area. He couldn't pull the trigger. Mittelstadt throws the leather. That on number 5, Matt Gleason. And it's played back into the Raiders zone, who will regroup behind their own net. They'll need to hurry, will Daniel Magnuson, as he's going to be pinched down on. Nice little play off the wall. Eagles hounding the puck. They've taken away any momentum. Nice little sliding block there by Gleason, giving it up for the club. Gleason from center. Big check thrown there. That's over the glass. Hartle outlets to the left wing side, off the boards. It's played back in under Durani's stick. And it'll be the Eagles to regroup behind their net. Hartle plays catch with Durani. Now Hartle will head man too far. And angling over to take the loose change is Liam Ryan. Now there's a puck poked off the stick. Down low it goes. Handled now by Kramer as he plays that up through the center ice area. Picked off by Shavlik. Oron steps up and sends a shot in offside with 1:45 to go in the second period.
Well, I think this 1:45 is very important for Cretin-Derham Hall just to finish. They looked a little discombobulated in their zone, and there you see the replay.
That looked like his stick got that.
Well, let's go with the stick because it did count. Even if it went off a stick or a skate, it wasn't a kicking motion, so it does count nonetheless.
Distinct, as we like to say in the business.
And like we say, it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be effective. But Cretin-Derham Hall really has to finish this period strong, Pete Wagner.
We got just to paint the picture here, it's a bandbox in here, and got a couple of dads sitting over your shoulder. Nothing like, it's like typing, having someone looking over your shoulder. Like, isn't there another spot somewhere?
Well, they want to hear the golden tones of Pete Wagner. Here?
or Bart Archer, if you will.
I doubt that.
It's just kind of funny.
There's not a crowd around
1:20
me.
to go. It's certainly not the Al Shaver press box. That much we can say. Back behind the net it goes. Johannes with it. Looks up high to the line. Lieberman. Shot is batted down. There's an opportunity. Oh, what a save, Magnuson. Oh, he goes circus there with the left arm. Lieberman, how's she going? Down low, Sullivan even better. Save, Magnuson, puck's loose, still loose, and they'll whistle that one dead.
Well, Magnuson did a great job of keeping that puck out of the net. Nice side to side. And really on that one that was point blank, you can see Eden Prairie kind of working it over commitment there, over to the weak side. But look at him square up to that, takes away the high percentage shot, getting those pillows down along the ice, and then really some pretty good support by Cretin-Derham Hall to block out and really limit the potential rebound opportunities. But nice little battle won by Raiders. Face off to Magnuson's left. 50.2 seconds left in the second period.
Face off is played to the corner. And it's off the stick and poked away neatly there. Blakowiak bid. And it's going to be chipped back into the Eden Prairie zone, back in behind the net. Irwin was there, jammed on the play, back up to the center ice area. And it'll waddle its way for an icing call with 28.3 ticks to go on the clock.
Well, Eden Prairie's done a pretty good job once Cretin-Derham Hall dumps it in, getting that puck and getting it back up the ice and really limiting whatever forecheck pressure that the Raiders are posing. Perhaps do a cross dump and make it a little bit more difficult for the defender to pick it up off the boards. But Cretin-Derham Hall, 28.3 seconds left to do some damage or at least set a little precedent and get some confidence back.
Center ice area, here comes Mittelstadt, 20 seconds to go. Puts on the brakes, waits for help. They score! The late man, Sam Pager, the sophomore, waits, gets a nifty pass to the slot area and goes 5-hole for the 5-1 lead.
Well, Mittelstadt again showing great patience on that one. Gains the zone right down to that dot. And he just waits for something to develop. And the trailer on that play happened to be Sam Pager, the sophomore defenseman, made that one count. Now the lead is up to 5.
Watch the space he creates.
Absolutely. But look at the defenseman just giving him the Gretzky respect right there. You have to kind of take a little bit better angle as far as how you defend against Mittelstadt. But he's just such a poised player that can keep the puck on his stick even in trying times, and that's what makes him special. Or just one of the many reasons why he's a special player.
You know, the thing to me is, you know, it's easier said than done. Shot it on goal. When he stops like that, you got to just go right to him. I'd rather have him undress me and take my chances that he's going to have a shallow angle than committing to overcommitting.
Right.
It's easier said than done, right? But, I mean, it's really, really – I mean, you don't see anybody – watch right there. See that? You kind of – it's not his fault. I mean, it's happened all night long. And he's been doing it for 3 years. But at some level, you can't respect that move, and you just got to step up and make a play.
No, and I don't.
Easier said than done.
Oh, absolutely. But again, keep in mind that these are fresh defensive core for this Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders squad, so there's going to be some growing pains involved in going against Casey Mittelstadt and the Eden Prairie Eagles is kind of a tough class right out of the gate. But they're going to learn. They're going to be a better team tonight as a result of what they're going through. But yes, maybe a little bit more aggressive angle on that against Mittelstadt. But if you can check the hands or check the body, obviously that's the primary thing to do in that situation. But with his side to side, he's very elusive, very difficult to do. But Eden Prairie starting to flex their offensive muscles.
High school hockey will continue on Let'sPlayHockey.com. We'll take a timeout. We'll take a look at the scoring summary and highlights coming up right after this. We are between periods of our Let'sPlayHockey.com high school hockey game of the week. And we are honored to be joined by Des Christopher from the Goalie Club, and he is also the goalie coach at Shattuck St. Mary's. He has a long career playing the game professionally in Europe. He also was a member of the Minnesota State Mankato Mavericks. I better get that right, Des. And you've taken all of those experiences from your hometown of Calgary, Alberta, to Minnesota and have been making a difference in goaltenders. So I want to welcome you aboard to our coverage. And can you tell us about the Goalie Club and what you get done with your organization?
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Yeah, the Goalie Club, we started in 2002, primarily in Minnesota, where I'm based, and my partner was out of Michigan. We've since I've taken over the whole thing, and we train goalies all year long. The bulk of our work is done in the summertime with our boarding schools and our day camps, and we do private lessons and skill training and our holiday camp down here at Shattuck St. Mary's.
Now, you were mentioning to me earlier in the day that you really work on player-to-coach ratios and keeping them where kids are getting a lot of attention. Can you talk on that too?
Yeah, we found, when you work with a goalie or like in a team setting, it's generally one coach and one or two goalies. So we've delivered that into our camp setting, and it's worked real well, where you can get to know the kid and they get your trust, and we get to find out and fine tune their game on more of a personal level.
Des has been at Shattuck St. Mary's since 2005, has seen goaltenders from around North America and the world for that matter. And I'm just curious to know if you've got different types of goalies, whether they're the Finns or the Swedes, the Canadians, the Americans. Have you been able to hone in on certain styles that you're seeing from around the globe?
Well, I think any real good coach takes a mixture of what they see from different styles and different nationalities and try and blend it in together. And I'm no different. I like what I see from the Finnish goalies, the Swedes, what the U.S. guys have done, and obviously with Carey Price taking over in his positional play, the Canadian goalies. So it's a mixed bag of things that we try and teach the kids and put it into their kind of game and their athleticism, and hone in on their positioning and their skill set, and that's what we tend to do.
If I'm a goaltender and a goaltender family, what can they expect? I mean, so when they come into one of your camps with the Goalie Club, which you can get at thegoalieclub.com, what do you want them to take away?
Well, they're going to get a vast amount of knowledge. My staff has been trained under me. We're one of the only programs where almost every coach that I have has trained through the Goalie Club. So they know my expectations, and we work together as a team, as a staff. We talk about the kids every day. We try and focus on what their needs are and what they're really good at. So we build their confidence that way. So the kids will come in, they'll have to work hard because we do a lot of second save opportunities. So they'll have to be able to work on puck placement and positioning and depth and angle, you name it. We're going over it, and it's in a way where we talk to the kids in a professional manner. We gain their respect, and they gain ours. It's phenomenal.
I have spoken for a while here, and to any of our listeners with Des, he knows his position, he knows the game, he knows how to coach. I would recommend you check out everything at thegoalieclub.com. Can you also provide your number that people could call you at if they have further questions to attend your camps?
Yeah, I'm available most anytime if I'm not on the ice, and that's at 612-210-5944.
Des, thank you very much. We're going to continue with more high school hockey action on Let'sPlayHockey.com. We are between periods of our Let's to the Highland Arena, if you will. Bart, were you a David Lee Roth guy, or were you Van Hagar?
No, I'm more of a David Lee Roth.
You are, aren't you? You like the party times of the Halen era.
Well, I like Sammy Hagar. I like Van Halen. I don't know if I necessarily cared for them together, but
they all had their purpose.
Indeed.
Let's go through a scoring summary. It's 5-1 Eden Prairie. A nice little run on the power play for the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders, but then the Eagles just cinched it down. Why don't you give us a scoring summary for this second period?
Well, it started, I thought it was Jack Jensen who scored it, but it was Blakowiak that scored from Mittelstadt and Shablik at the 3:17 mark. Then Cretin-Derham Hall answered with Gimberlin from Matt Gleason and Daniel Magnuson at the 11:06 mark. Then Nolan Sullivan for Eden Prairie answered back with a goal at the 12:58 mark from Hunter Johannes. And then Pager, the defenseman for the Eden Prairie Eagles from Mittelstadt, and Blakowiak at 16:43 to round out the scoring. 5-1 is where we are sitting. Mittelstadt with a goal and 3 assists so far tonight, and he's still got a period to go.
Gaudy numbers, to say the least. We continue our high school hockey coverage from St. Paul. It is the Eagles of Eden Prairie 5 and the Raiders of Cretin-Derham Hall 1. We'll be back with more high school hockey coming up right after this. We are between periods of the Let'sPlayHockey.com Game of the Week, and we are pleased to be joined by Kelly Meza, the owner of Goodwood Hockey, and she has a great product. Kelly, thanks for joining us between periods here today. And can you tell us a little bit about your company? I know it's an apparel company, but how did it all get started?
Sure, thanks for having me. Actually, we just started, and it was a quick start. Last year at about this time, I was just having a really difficult time finding hockey-related apparel for my kids for Christmas. And in passing, my husband kind of offered up the suggestion that I should start my own company. And at the time, I was a medical consultant for a pharmaceutical company, thought it might be a good side business. And the stars kind of aligned. I left the company that I'd worked for many years and started this full-time just the summer of 2016. So we're just a few months old.
And how's it been going for you? You've got a really unique product line, which I like, is different from anything else I've seen.
So thanks so much for that. And it's going really well. And I think that where we're different, there's a lot of great Minnesota-based hockey apparel companies out there, but I think the direction and the focus that I'd like to head is for the whole family and for the whole country, and actually even expanding maybe into Canada or Europe in the future. But instead of just focusing on adult wear or men's wear, we have a line just for girls that are similar designs to any kind of gender neutral design, but with a more feminine cut garment. We focused on trying to source all of our garments from U.S. manufacturers whenever possible. And so we have something for everybody, whether you're a hockey player or a hockey fan. We have items, clothing, and accessories for just about anybody who loves hockey.
And we're talking at the individual and team level too, correct?
So right now we do individual levels, although we have provided the same shirt for all the team members on certain teams if they request that. We don't do team-specific wear at this time, but that doesn't mean we're not open to that in the future.
Your website is goodwoodhockey.com. I'm looking at it right now in your Holiday Shop 2016. You've got everything from tees to long-sleeve tees to great baseball hats to winter caps to everything. So do you have particular large sellers? You also have baby apparel, too, which you don't see much of.
We do. We just started with our baby apparel. We have several styles that are start at a 2T, and that includes a Zamboni or an ice cleaner design that's actually hand sketched by a Florida-based artist, and then
really
we transferred it to a garment. Thank you. She actually drew that with a pencil. And then it's for the holiday shirt, we branched into infant sizes, starting as little as 3 to 6 months. It's had a great response, and we look forward to providing more options as we move along here.
No, seriously, on that Zamboni shirt, and this is part of what's unique about what you do. Little kids love the Zamboni. I was one of them. If I were a little guy and was or a girl and able to get that shirt, I would wear it religiously. You got to check it out on goodwoodhockey.com. Click shop, and I think that's just an automatic, natural gift. You've got a lot of really good-looking stuff on here. So
thanks so much.
You
a lot
bet.
of those styles have matching big people versions as well. So there's a big version of the ice cleaner for dads or moms or big brothers or sisters as well.
Well, it's a fascinating piece for sure. So is there any other way to get a hold of you from a shopping perspective, or is the best way to go on goodwoodhockey.com?
The best way to go is goodwoodhockey.com. We were fortunate to be a part of the holiday boutique at U.S. Bank Stadium a few weeks ago, and we will happily be a vendor at the Let's Play Hockey Expo this spring. And online is the best way to get me, and I am a direct line by email at service@goodwoodhockey.com. You get me personally at that email. That's service@goodwoodhockey.com. And we're also available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Goodwood Hockey.
Kelly, thank you very much. That's goodwoodhockey.com. We'll return to the rink with more action of the Let's Play Hockey Game of the Week. Well, there have been plenty of goals here at the Highland Park Arena. Let's take a look at a few of them at letsplayhockey.com.
Well, here you see Mittelstadt just gets to the dot. He's going to stop, draw the defender in, and then he finds, I believe it's Jensen that went in. That's his first goal, I believe. I thought it was Jensen, but they tell me it's Blakowiak is what's on the official scoring. But it
Jensen.
just shows.
We'll change it.
And here's Jensen on the penalty shot. Came in. Pretty good speed, pretty good pace on that one. But again, we can scrutinize it all we want, but once you get down there, it's a little bit difficult to do. But I thought Magnuson, as a goaltender, played it quite well. And here's the Cretin-Derham Hall goal. Just a nice shot from the point. Good low shot. Hard to contain as far as Weinsack, but then the follow-up went back to Gimberlin, and he put it home. He's one of their offensive threats on this team. Pete, if you think about how they graduated from last year, it's going to be hard to, and there's Nolan Sullivan with the redirect in the slot area, just beat Magnuson on that one. But they graduated about 55% of their goal production last year, so the onus is on the shoulders of the returning players, and Gimberlin's going to be one of those players that they're going to look to for offense. And so far, he's been a driving force offensively in the limited chances that they've had, but he did very well to get that 0 off the scoreboard. There you see Mittelstadt again in his office right there, just showing great patience, and that was Pager who deposited that one in, and that's where we stand now, 5-1 going into this third period.
You know, you saw a couple of goals there that were set up by Mittelstadt. It was almost like, was that the same thing?
Yeah.
You know, that was Jensen's goal. That was credited to Blokowiak. But the fact is this guy is a dynamic player. If you're a fan of hockey, you're a fan of Minnesota high school hockey, I would check it out as often as you can.
Oh, no question about it.
There's
There's somebody enjoying the Let's Play Hockey right there with the eyes on the prize. Nice camera work there, boys.
Wow.
But I think an important part about Eden Prairie, it's not a one-pony show. I mean, they have plenty of people returning with state tournament experience. Nolan Sullivan, obviously 20-goal scorer from last year, solid two-way player. And then you got Lieberman and the back line that has good support on his with his defensive mates, but he's very good at rushing the puck up the ice. And obviously, you know, having a Nick Weinsack, senior goaltender, in net, he was very successful last year when called upon. So I think the torch has been passed from DeRocher to Weinsack without too much of an interruption. So this Eden Prairie team is very poised, but I think that the answers that need, or the questions that need to be answered are coming from the Raiders squad tonight, is where are they going to get their offensive output. And they do have a couple really bright things on the horizon. I mean, you look at number 5, Matt Gleason. He's only a freshman, but he was out there kind of mucking it up a little bit, creating some space. So there are some good offensive players on this Cretin-Derham Hall team, but it's just the opportunity to get the chance to show their skills, I think, is going to be the challenge for Coach O'Neill and Bosco moving forward.
Well, I remember last year, if I recall, the score was Eden Prairie 7 and Cretin-Derham Hall 3 to open the season between these two teams. And, you know, lo and behold, Jim O'Neill has his club dialed in and playing in a section championship.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about anybody's section championship either.
No.
A very, very good one.
Very difficult section to come out of, but if we can turn back the hands of time a little bit, Cretin-Derham Hall won the first game out of the gate, and then promptly lost 6 in a row after that. Of course, playing Eden Prairie Edina and in all these pretty storied programs wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but what Coach O'Neill and Coach Bosco did is they righted the ship and they started playing well at the right times. I think they finished the year with a 5-game win streak, and then they beat a tough Hopkins team in the sections, beat a very good Benilde St. Margaret team in the section semis, but dropped it to the eventual state tournament champion Wayzata 4-1 in the section final. So this is a team that actually obviously very athletic, and they have a lot of skill. It's just a question of maturing as a group and being able to show their skills moving forward.
Remember the Cade Gleekel follies there?
Yeah.
He was everything for the Red Knights of Benilde St. Margaret's, gets the separated shoulder in the semis, or maybe even quarters. Oh, man. Or last game of the year, whatever it was. And, boy, that was a tough day. They hadn't lost a game, if I remember correctly, Benilde St. Margaret's. And
correct.
It was a tough pill to swallow for that edition.
Well, every team has their challenges. That, unfortunately, was the Red Knights' challenge. And goaltending is just a position where you just it's hard to fill that spot when your primary goaltender goes down. If you have the luxury of having 2 good goaltenders, you have an advantage over virtually every other team in the state.
Tonight's coverage presented by True Hockey. You can find them at true-hockey.com. Hockey equipment from sticks, gloves, skates, and more. Goodwood Hockey, that's goodwoodhockey.com, apparel locally owned and unlike any other. The Goalie Club, that's goalieclub.com. Des Christopher, improve your game, achieve your goals in the nets. And Hockey IQ, that's hockeyiqacademy.com, a la Casey Mittelstadt, one of the smartest players you're going to find. That's all about smarter players, more effective players. If you want to be part of these broadcasts and reach a great audience, you certainly can. Just drop down to the homepage tab there, and you'll see on the letsplayhockey.com, advertise with us. Brian Zolman has got his pencil sharpened and ready to go to work for you. By the way, he wrote a great piece there, Eye on the Prize. So story you just saw there, that's about Eden Prairie looking for their 3rd state title. They've been to the state tournament 3 straight years, 14, 15, and 16. It's been a nice little run for them, 9 overall. Cretin-Derham Hall has not been to the dance, Bart, since 2009. seems like just yesterday, but that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, and Eden Prairie was so close. They actually had the advantage in the second period. So obviously that taste is not a favorable one left in their mouth. So that's a motivated Eden Prairie squad this year.
What a weird game that was, that state title last year, Bart. That had a really weird texture to it. It's very tense. Lieberman shoots, and a nice save by Magnuson.
Great save by Magnuson.
You felt like Wayzata was the better team, but you felt like Eden Prairie was going to win that game until the roof kind of caved in.
Yeah, it did come down in a hurry, too. But that was a great save by Magnuson. Did a good job of squaring up to the shooter and keeping that rebound out of harm's way. Penalty, I believe, on Eden Prairie again. Boy, Pete, they've been running a kind of a rut to that penalty box tonight.
That's a concern.
That's generally the primary concern that we've had many years previously, and they never seem to really hurt themselves too terribly much, but just the propensity. And not only that, but it's Nikki Lieberman that's going to go out, one of their primary penalty killers on this. So the challenge is in front of Eden Prairie, but what a great opportunity for the Raiders to actually trim this lead down on the power play. What
a great first game for both teams. This Raider team is very disciplined, knows how to play the game, very young. And for the Raiders, it's as tough a challenge as they're going to get to open the season with nowhere to go but up. I mean, they played very well here tonight, but they have plenty of ceiling to go with here from what I can see. There's a puck batted down by Johannes. Turns away from traffic, regroups at his own zone, protects, turns again. That clearing attempt hit his own man, but finally they get at the length of the ice and get a shot on goal for good measure.
Well, as you said, Pete, Cretin-Derham Hall, they've always had a host of great athletes, and they're very smart players, and with a key on defense. If they can kind of mine their defensive zone and really give their goaltender some help, the goals are going to come eventually. But, again, this is a team that's going through kind of a forming stage, so it'll be interesting to see how this team actually matures as the year goes on.
Davis into the corner. They look to play up to the line. They get it there. Ryan on it. One-timer fanned on and picked up by the Eagles out of the zone with Olsen. He'll hustle over in front of the Raider bench, and there's some help on the way.
Boy, he wreaks some havoc, doesn't he?
He can skate, and he uses his feet to create all sorts of trouble. There he is! Oh, and a nice blocker pad save. You can't be sleeping again. This Eden Prairie team, and Magnuson clearly wasn't there. Look at this turnover, and you said the man right there who wreaks some havoc. Look at that.
Just kind of one of those passes that obviously Oren would like to give back, but Jake Olsen, opportunistic as ever. He had a really good look at that point, but ramped up and out of play face-off again to Magnuson's right.
You could see there Magnuson, these goaltenders these days love to go side to side down on the posts on their knees. And he was sort of caught off balance, got up, recovered quickly. That's a nice athletic play by the goaltender.
Well, he's very efficient in his movement. He doesn't waste a lot of movement. Plus, he does a good job of playing his angles quite well, getting in the right spot at the right time.
Gimberlin dances through the neutral zone. And they'll play this one down into the corner. Once again, held by the Raiders as they try to find a 2-on-1 somewhere on this power play, but instead the Eagles just too quick on it, and they play it back up through the center ice area. Behind the net, on the stick now of Daniel Magnuson. Chips that up to the neutral zone. It's going to be Hansa with it across the line as we're at full strength, 5-on-5 hockey. Hansa will maintain possession. He's going to be bumped and jammed by Shavlik. Now it's picked out of there by Gleason. Out front, steered aside and played out. In stride, it's going to be Jensen across the line. Here's Jensen with it. Mittelstadt, a bullet and a glove save by Magnuson.
Well, really nice job by Jensen to get the puck with speed through the neutral zone, draw the defender in deep, dish it off to Mittelstadt right at the top of the circle, and he fired one about 1.5 feet off the ice. Really a nice glove save by Magnuson to corral that one up, face off to his right. But there you see Jensen just drops it a good time, one-time shot. About 1.5 feet off the ice. Those are not easy saves to make, folks, and Mike Magnuson did a nice job of making that look easy.
He's been tested a couple of times here, 2-3 times in this period. He's come up big. Physical play off the boards. Nice job to separate the man, and in to help out is Joe Buckingham. No relation to guitar great Lindsey Buckingham. Stick save, steered aside. One of the most underrated guitar players in all of rock. Winsek will get it with the stick, cover, and hold.
Well, he's
a finger picker.
Well, he does have a great hockey name, Joe Buckingham, the sophomore forward for the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders. But pretty good effort on that one. But nice job by Winesek to actually cover that puck. It was a pretty harmless dump in, but he there were some tired legs out there for his Eden Prairie squad, so he covered that puck, hit some fresh legs out there.
I got to throw a production prop out here, Bart.
What's that?
Todd Grover is in probably, I don't know, not the greatest of conditions shooting this thing right now, from what I can tell. I mean, it doesn't look very comfortable. How's that?
Well, it's kind of uncomfortable for both of us because he's certainly impeding my space.
The personal space is completely we're at a Cracker Jack box.
That's right.
I said it before, the
it's
band
an
box.
intimate environment,
but you wouldn't know if you're looking at home. I mean, that's the part.
I'm just glad
but,
I'm
just tipping
Groves.
the cap.
Groves is awesome.
I mean, he came through a tough day at school, right? He works in a middle school. I'm sure all hell breaks loose there constantly. How's lunch? That must be awful.
Coming here for reprieve is what he's doing.
Have you guys had any food fights? No, they don't. Okay.
But the Raiders with
Don't
pretty
egg
good
him on,
pressure
he
got a pretty good shot off senior goaltender Nick Weinsek. Face off to his right. As you can see, just 12:53 left in the third period. Eden Prairie holding on to a comfortable 5-1 lead.
Puck is played back into the center ice area. It's Hansa with it. Rings it back behind the net. Sliding over, it's Tucker Cruz. Looks to the goal mouth area. Swatted away by Johannes to the corner. Lieberman is there. The quick Karen back up into the neutral zone. There's some beef on this line for the Eagles. Nolan Sullivan, the skilled center iceman. Kind of reminds me of a version of Cliff Ronning.
Oh,
remember him?
Yeah, high praise.
Skate.
Number 7.
How good was Cliffy on the power play?
He was like a Kent Nilsson, very offensively skilled.
But well-rounded, but about 5'1". Right. I'm not saying Nolan Sullivan is, but, man, that was impressive.
A lot of skill.
They chip a pass to the near side for Lieberman across the line. You want to work comparisons, kind of Ray Bork-like in the high school hockey realm.
Wow.
Another well-rounded player. Good defensively, has a little physical play, some great offensive flair. Puck is played to the corner.
Always that corner, isn't it?
It is, right where the students are. No questions asked there, Bart Archer. Stood up at the line. It was Mike Murphy trying to make a play as the Eagles will outlet to the left wing side. Poked off the stick there as they tried to make a play moving one way, but the other the puck goes. Touch pass up through center ice. Across the line they go. Drop pass. Got one wide of the goal as the goaltender Mike Magnuson was there, had it measured, however. And it's going to be handled at the line once again. That one up over the top of the goal. And in to take over, it's Daniel Magnuson. Nice little play to get away from traffic by Matt Gleason. And now it's going to be Irwin with it across the line as he's checked on the play. Nicholas Castro looks to get some speed up through center, and he was measured by Durrani, who said wanted to give him a little how's she going there with the body, but somehow he avoided that would-be collision. Durrani across the line. His centering pass was blocked off the stick of Daniel Magnuson. And they're going to play this one back behind the goal line with a puck that's rolling up the left wing wall somewhere among the student section. Now it works its way to the slot area. It's sort of like we just have to trust something's going on down there because we can't see either.
Well, and boy, this Cretin-Derham Hall forward group has been out there for a long period of time. They're starting to get the heavy leg speed.
There's a shot and a save and a rebound, another shot and a save.
They need a whistle.
Puck is still loose. Somehow it got trapped, and now they do get the whistle, Bart, to change their unit.
Boy, that was about almost a minute and a half to a minute 40 shift. And it's really a good line for Cretin-Derham Hall. In fact, Matt Gleason, Joseph Gimberlin, and Nicholas Castro, probably their best offensive line out there for a good long period of time, but now it's time to get some fresh legs out there and get back to defending. Eden Prairie really had some pretty good looks during that rather tenuous time for this Raiders squad. Face-off now to Magnuson's left. 10:07 left in regulation time. Eden Prairie still up by 4.
Mittelstadt in to take the draw against Buckingham. Back behind the net. Mittelstadt on it. Leaves it through down low. They score!
Oh, boy.
What a feed. And what a shot. And that's Jared Blakowiak. That'll be his official first of the game because we changed the credit on that third Eden Prairie goal to Jack Jensen.
Okay, and they should have actually, but Blakowiak picked the corner, just a glove side. Look at that. Just that's what good shooters can do is really expose a goaltender. He actually good side to side as far as Magnuson came out, challenged a shooter. But boy, that shot just through the needle hole right there. But nice feed by Mittelstadt. But again, now it's 6-1, and things looking good for Eden Prairie. The Raiders look a little tired right now, Pete.
That was bar down, Bart Archer. Here come the Raiders across the line. To the corner they go with Joe Buckingham. He runs into Nolan Sullivan, and Lieberman is hounded from behind. Somehow plays to center on a nice play, stayed with it. Johannes hustles his way in. Good body position there as the puck is played up the corner. There's a chance down low. Sullivan stopped there by Magnuson. Johannes turns, shoots. Deflected right into the midsection. Sullivan had a nice tip, but a bigger save there. Here's a look at that goal again.
Well, Mittelstadt again just has great vision on the ice. A little misdirection pass, but look at where that puck went, just right up and over the shoulder on that one. Boy, this Eden Prairie team, that doesn't take them long to make something happen. And Cretin-Derham Hall just seems like they kind of lost their energy on that shift and really created more space than needed. But Eden Prairie, boy, they don't need much to work with.
He has a deft touch, no doubt about it. Does Mittelstadt on those passes, so he just lays him in there perfectly. And you can walk right into him, get a little beef behind those shots, just like that, bar down, and it's 6-1.
And Mittelstadt with a goal and 4 assists now, so he's on a pace for about 125 points this year.
There's a shot that well, I mean, there have been guys, Joey Bennick, you go through the Ben and Bo Hanowskis of the world, and John Pohl that have registered 100-point seasons, but that's been mostly reserved for teams that there's a chance down low. They'll follow that one through, no goal as the net was off. But it's very rare that a late conference, big conference player can get 100 points in high school hockey.
Sure.
And, right on his way right now.
Well, obviously I was being a little facetious, but it's been very impressive, at least early in this season for Casey Mittelstadt. He looks very comfortable, like he's in mid-season form right now. But, again, like you said, Pete, Eden Prairie's schedule doesn't take a backseat to really anybody. They play any and all comers in the top 20, and they play them repeatedly. So that's one of the benefits for Eden Prairie, playing such a difficult schedule. Is when push kind of comes to shove, Eden Prairie generally answers the bell. But that's Nicholas Castro that's sticking up for his teammates. He's kind of a long drink of water out there, and he wasn't going to allow Eden Prairie to have their way, especially in the Raider zone. He's going to spend 2 minutes in the box. They're going to take them both, and it looks like it's going to be Deck Shavlik that's going to serve it for Eden Prairie. And as we said, it's going to be Nicholas Castro that's going to serve it. So we're going to be 5-on-5. But you cannot let them have their way in your own zone, especially in front of your old goaltender. But it's just the referees trying to keep control of a game with 8:42 left in regulation time.
So they'll sit 2 minutes, the first whistle after their 2-minute minor. 8:42 shows on the clock. Then those two will be able to join us back for the third period. By the way, not next week. I believe we have Benilde St. Margaret's and Hill Murray next week, right?
Yes, sir, correct.
And then following that, we're going to be at the Edina Holiday Classic Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
There's a Hermantown Hopkins game, I think, that precedes that, but I'm not 100% sure.
No, there is not.
Okay.
Because that one is, remember, it's a flex schedule, subject to change.
All right. Thank you for letting me know that.
Well, that's why we have the on-air production meeting right now.
Boy, there's a lot of after the whistle extracurriculars going on, a lot of conversation going on. I've never been a big fan of communicating with the enemy. Really doesn't serve a whole bunch of a purpose and generally just ramps up emotions to a certain degree. But you know, this is a game of emotion as we see Tommy Hartle for the Eden Prairie Eagles go to the box. So it looks like it's going to be a power play for Cretin-Derham Hall. But I've never been a fan of the communications during the course of a game, Pete Wagner.
Again, another penalty called on the Eden Prairie Eagles. They've taken quite a few.
Yeah, in fact, I think that's something that, first game of the year, you give them a little bit of latitude. I'm sure it's something that all the coaches at Eden Prairie want them to tighten up, but you have to play with emotion. You want to play in the edge, but you just can't go over the edge too many times, and that seems to be a propensity for Eden Prairie. But they're so skilled. I mean, they're up by 5 goals. Taking a penalty isn't the end of the world, but you want to kind of set your precedents and get your routines and your processes down early and carry them out and fine-tune them through the course of the year.
So when you think about the top 10, 15 teams, there's a shot that's wide of the net. You think about Stillwater, Grand Rapids, Elk River's in there. How about Holy Family Catholic? They're making a serious run.
Well, indeed they are, and I think the Turkey Trot was a pretty good indicator as far as where they're sitting right now, but they have such a solid and balanced defensive squad that I think that, when push comes to shove, everything migrates back to defense.
Here's a breakaway for Johannes. Shoots, saves, another shot. Oh, 2 big shaves. Oh, my word. A stick swing against it. So there was some
Well, things are ramping up a little bit. Hunter Johannes went in virtually all alone, got the first shot up. Magnuson made the save. Nice part about it is he followed up his shot and forced Magnuson to make that second save, and then Cretin-Derham Hall took a little bit of an exception. So, again, words are exchanged. But, again, there was some extracurricular that
so there's the breakaway.
There's
Two
a breakaway.
shots.
Nice follow-up
Now
opportunity.
you go for that, okay.
And that was Nolan Sullivan. They took exception to that.
And that's what happens. And then after that, you didn't see it as it went up the ice. And then Johannes took a two-hander at somebody.
Yeah, in fact, I think that was actually Matt Gleason. I'm not 100% sure on that, but Johannes is going to go into the box. That's the right call for that, and that's part of the reason why we kind of have Hunter Johannes under the microscope a little bit, because he is a talented player that brings a lot to the table, but every once in a while he can kind of get a little bit, go a little bit rogue and take penalties that really don't need to be taken. But now it's a 5-on-3 advantage to Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders. What?
That's a good one.
What?
Rogue.
We went rogue.
Wow.
Every once in a while, if you pay attention.
Wow, you got me on that one. That stopped me in my tracks.
Right, and it's only the first game, too.
Wow, Bart.
It's impressive.
Here come the Raiders. 29 years of having you by my side doing this stuff. It's almost like a marriage. They cross the line. Isn't that ridiculous or what? But, hey, what do you do?
It's common law.
It is. Yeah, it's the Raiders in control. A 5-on-3, their second such effort here tonight. That shot was blocked by Irwin. Nice play down low for him.
Boy, Eden Prairie's blocked a lot of shots tonight.
7:12 to go in the period. 6-1 the score in favor of Eden Prairie as they continue to battle. Who wants the puck? There's enough players to come out of it for Cretin-Derham Hall, and they do. Down front it goes, behind the net. Here's the quick ring. Can't get there in time. To the near side they go. Liam Ryan plays ahead on the tape for Tucker Cruz. Cruz with it. Shot. That one's up and over the top of the goal. Now Cruz has it. He'll play back up for Nick Oren, who will give off down low to the corner. Quick touch pass. One-timer shot that's blocked. Lieberman skates away and takes it to the backhand and goes spade and shovels it the length of the ice.
Well, pretty effective iron cross defense by the Eden Prairie Eagles, really limiting. It didn't seem like the Raiders were that quick to make something happen, but Eden Prairie doing a good job of keeping everything in the outside and blocking shots, really limiting the opportunities.
They kill off one. Now it's a 5-on-4 for 27 seconds. A block shot by Bukowiak stung. Now it's a quick shot in on goal by Gimberlin. He had a good look there, and he took an extra stride maybe and pumped it right into the pads of Nick Winsick.
Well, it was pretty smart by Gimberlin because there was a lot of traffic in front of Winsick, so he went and actually created some space. He didn't get a great angle on that one, but again, got a pretty good shot.
Lost a good angle
but
there,
Winsick actually did a nice job of tracking that puck, squaring up to the shooter and controlling that rebound. But it looks like the Raiders are starting to get some offensive pressure on a little bit late in the action, but they're taking advantage of this power play.
18 to go in it, 15 now as it's played back in behind the net. 3 Raiders to fish this one off the boards with Durrani doing some great work. Now it's Hansa with it. Back behind the net. Gleason up high. Daniel Magnuson with the shot. That's deflected. And back to center goes as Johannes steps back onto the bench. 5:40 to go. Boy, we felt that check up here. It shook the concrete. Back behind the net it goes for Winsick. This one's getting physical, folks. Maybe doesn't translate to your screens, but hopefully some of you have this up off your Apple TV or your Red Tube or whatever they call it. What a glove save and a beauty. Oh, my word. Cue that one up, Brett Johnson.
Well, we're back to 5-on-5, but you can see just another misplay in the Cretin-Derham Hall zone, created some space. Pretty big rebound right there by Magnuson, but he made the initial shot. But what was impressive is that follow-up save, point blank on that rebound. But really a good shot on goal. But Magnuson's made some incredible saves tonight. That one off the crossbar.
We're tied up 2-2 on posts now tonight for each squad. The Raiders will play this one to the corner and try to chip it out of the zone. They find a man in stride across the line. Losing the handle was Michael Kramer.
Blows a
Back
tire.
come the Eagles. They had to run to pit road to get a new set. They took 2 pounds of pressure and a wedge.
Adjusted
From the corner, that's right. It's getting a little loose.
Not many people are going to understand that.
No, that's the whole idea. If one or two
it.
do, it's even funnier. There's a shot that's in on goal and handled by Winsick. Reaches over with the catch glove with 4:45 to go in the period.
Well, that was a good quick shot by Buckingham on that one. Didn't take long to release. Just watching the replay right there.
It was
but
a big check.
Okay.
Not a scoring
I
chance,
was
but a big
kind of
check.
wondering what was going on. But Buckingham, nice, efficient wind-up, but really a nice save by Weinsack. Showed a little arrogance on that save, too.
Why not?
I
Mike
liked it.
Palmetier
No,
put
I
on a
liked
show
it.
for the fans.
I liked it.
Mike Palmetier, remember that guy, the curly hair?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Another Maple Leafs goalie.
He
How
kind
about
of worked
that?
the Jason mask for a while. Remember that really bad-looking Bernie Parent edition?
God, you just bleed Toronto Maple Leafs.
It's pretty pathetic, isn't it?
It's kind of funny.
I bleed that more than I do any Minnesota Wild. That's kind of pathetic. Back behind the net it goes.
Conversation for a different day.
I did struggle, though, with the fact, I just can't get past the coach because I hated the Red Wings for so long.
Oh.
Babcock is now there, and
yeah.
Who else? Shanahan? Who else is running the show over
Louis
there?
Lamoriello.
Louis Lamoriello.
Yeah, they got.
It won't take
kind
long.
In fact, they're well on their way right now, and I think everybody's talking about Austin Matthews, but Mitchie Marner's not a bad little player either. They got some. They got some
true
good
hockey
young
guy.
talent.
Did you see
Absolutely.
that? True Hockey, of course, right here. True-hockey.com. Where's the gloves, the stick, the whole package?
There it is.
4:01 to go in the period. The Raiders will try to generate a chance down low. They do. Bounding puck in on goal. Winsek Johnny on the spot. Gobbles it up with the big stick, covers it up. Will face off in his zone once again.
We always talk about the offensive prowess of this Eden Prairie squad, but if you look at the positioning of their defense, they're in the right areas, and they're really contesting every forward movement by this Raider squad. So, as well as the Eden Prairie offense has played, I think their defenses are really answered the bell tonight as well.
Indeed, they have. Back to the right wing breakout they go. Nice job with the stick to keep it alive for the Raiders. I think they have to be happy that they were much more tentative the first 5 to 7 minutes of this hockey game.
Well,
they've been more confident on the puck in their regroup, and they've let the game play into themselves. I think they've got plenty to look forward to. Nolan Sullivan's shot steered away by Magnuson.
Absolutely agree with that, P. Wagner. In fact, I think they just might have had some anxieties going into this. Obviously, a lot of inexperience at the high school level on this Raider squad. So I think that once they just kind of got that out of their system and really got their game legs about them, they've been better and better and better. But they're going to be heard from again. They're in a kind of a tough conference, obviously, with the Suburban East and Stillwater in the mix. But they're certainly going to contend, and they have the wherewithal to do that. But I think it's just going to be more focus on defense than it is on the offensive side of things.
Finished the season 16-12 last year to Cretin-Derham Hall, and that's going to be an interference call.
And that's after starting 1-6, so you can tell that they righted the ship, and that's what good coaches can do.
And that's what Jim O'Neill, who has a career record of 554, 303, and 39, joined by Charlie Basco now as co-head coaches, can do. Meanwhile, on the other side of the coin with Lee Smith in his 24th year, 434, just 174 and 32.
Well, and keep in mind
all at Eden Prairie.
Well, but think about how it's been in the last 10 to 15 years. I mean, the first years were pretty lean and mean, but what he's done the last 10 to 15 years has just been remarkable.
I mean, Lee Smith is still very young. So, I mean, when he got that Eden Prairie job, he was just a child. I mean, barely older than his son Garrett is right now. There's a shot that's steered wide of the net. But to maintain that longevity, and let's be honest, in the hockey world we know today, where like if a kid's not getting ice time, coaches get dumped. You got to give him credit.
Absolutely. Well, you can't build a house if you don't have a solid foundation. That's one thing that Lee Smith and the whole Eden Prairie Youth Program has done is they've laid a solid foundation. You can tell by the talent that just keeps coming through the ranks. I mean, as far as how they've been even way back in the day. It's one of the top 5 programs in the state of Minnesota, and they aren't looking to move from that perch anytime soon.
Raiders will regroup with 1:53 to go in the period. Trailing 6-1. Thanks for joining us here at our inaugural Let's Play Hockey Game of the Week, Bart. It's a place I've wanted to do games for quite some time, for about a decade, and here we are. And we've been able to be linked to here and there, but now we're actually doing it on the website, and it's like feeling like you're at home a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, I've been following this periodical since 1974.
Wow.
Back at Pee Wee's looking for the standings, looking for your name and your team and all that fun stuff.
At least you didn't say back in college. Long pass off the boards for Olsen. Boy, it'd be
another good save.
Real just due for him. He's had a good game to pop one in there. Puck is poked away, and here come the Raiders. This is really kind of shinny time, folks. It's Oh, down goes the referee, the guy without the chiclets. And it's going to be played back the right wing boards, and from the corner, Davison was there.
Another block shot.
By guess who?
Yeah.
Jake Olson.
Well, he's been everywhere tonight. In fact, we talk about, obviously the Bakowiaks. We talk about the Jensens. We talk about the Middlestats and Lieberman. But, boy, this young Jake Olson, senior forward for this Eden Prairie squad, has been really a viable member tonight. Really spearheaded some plays and showed some great speed. One
of the things I'm going to talk to Lee Smith after the game about that you'll hear on the Overtime Radio Show tomorrow will be the number of penalties. And, I know it's good to play on the edge and force things for yourself, but does there come a level where you want to get control of those penalty power play opportunities?
Well, and especially in a third period of a game, where the penalties aren't really a benefit to your team, but more out of frustration and that kind of thing. I think those are the things. I mean, you're going to take penalties and aggressive penalties through the course of the year. It's the meaningless penalties are what they're going to have to clean up. I'm going to ask
him the hard question, and you're going to hear it on the Overtime Radio Show tomorrow.
We shall look forward to that.
We'll see how he reacts.
I'm sure he'll answer it properly as well.
Will he go PC?
No, I don't think
center,
so.
It goes.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? All right.
I think he's going to defend his kids to a certain degree, but again, he wants them to play as we talked about it on the edge. It's just you're going to hold them accountable as far as why they're going over the edge, I guess, is what we're trying to say. But.
And that winds it up for this game as the Eden Prairie Eagles skate to an impressive 6-1 win, and we're going to leave it. Should we give Brett or do you want to do the player of the game?
Give it to Brett.
Brett, who's the Let's Play Hockey player of the game? He thinks the 5-point effort from Casey Mittelstadt, and I would agree, leaves it as a no-brainer. If you don't do it, you're trying to be cute.
Well, right. In fact, but there are a lot of other players that deserve honorable mention, but Casey Mittelstadt, obviously with a goal and 4 assists tonight, was the driving force behind this Eagles attack and winning 6-1 tonight. Very convincing win for Lee Smith and his Eagles. Very nice showing, first game out of the gate for this Eden Prairie squad. But I think if you're Coach Jim O'Neill and Charlie Basco, you bring the kids in the locker room, and there were some positives that came out of this. There might not have been all the questions answered, but some of the questions may have been answered. But you got a little bit better, in the second and third period, a better flavor for what this Raider team has to look forward to. But when they're athletic as they are and they play solid defense and they have a good, solid goaltender in Mike Magnuson, this team is going to be heard from again. They just have to kind of find their identity. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I think scoring goals is going to be their challenge, and who's going to step up and do that. But Cretin-Derham Hall, we're going to hear from them as the year goes on, but good luck to them tonight. It was a pretty good showing, but I think that they got some work to do, and I think Coach O'Neill and Coach Bosco will agree with that.
Next week we'll be at the St. Louis Park Rec Center for the Hill Murray Pioneers, a very good hockey team, the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights, for the game of the week. Once again, thank you to all of our partners in making this possible here once again this evening and throughout the season. True Hockey, that's true-hockey.com. Oh, hey, what's going on there? There you are. Now you're going to see me read Goodwood Hockey. That's goodwoodhockey.com. Goalie Club, thegoalieclub.com, and also the Hockey IQ, which is hockeyiqacademy.com. So Perfect. There you go, Bart. Once again, the final score is the Eden Prairie Eagles 6 and the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders 1. The number 1 ranked Eden Prairie Eagles have given us every reason to believe why they are number 1. There's going to be plenty of teams that are going to be battling along the way. And why are you laughing, Todd Grover? Because you're on that side of the camera and we're on this side. Is that what's going on? I think it is. There you go. Hey, thank you very much. Get a shot of Brett right there. And Joey Hench is right there. Live scoring the game. There it is. See him?
There's Joe.
All happy. That's going to do it, folks, from here. Once again, thanks to Brian Zolman, the owner of Let's Play Hockey, for having the vision to make this happen. We're super excited for this year, and we're just looking forward to building a larger and larger audience as we go. And, Bart, you know what? Without tooting it too hard, you and I are the originals. Bring it on. Anybody and everybody, except no substitutes. This is the real deal. We've been doing it since 2006, but on cable since 1987.
Wow. Yeah, there's a little pile of rust underneath my chair, but it feels good to get that stuff off. But yeah, it was great to get back at it. We saw a good game tonight. 2 quality teams, but Eden Prairie, I think, is a preseason number 1 for good reason. And we saw probably the best player in the state tonight in Casey Mittelstadt, but he's one of those players that makes others better. So I'm very excited to see what the addition this Eden Prairie Eagles squad is going to put out this year.
He is your Let's Play Hockey player of the game. That's going to do it once again. The Eden Prairie Eagles win by a score of 6-1 here at the Highland Arena in lovely St. Paul, Minnesota. That's the Charles M. Schultz Highland Arena For Bart Archer, Brett Johnson, Joey Henches, Todd Grover, I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.